are on this island, no matter how you got here. Whatever you were left and marooned or came here by your own volition, you are all on this island at the same time together, under the beating, unrelenting sun, for there is not a cloud in the sky, and at most a silty ocean breeze that strikes against the skin with its sharp, salty crystals. The big, wide beach is part of a bit of land that sits against this massive hemispherical disk that protrudes from the ocean. A sandbank that has built up over the years, now filled with grass and forest off in the distance, and the faint signs of long gone activity, aka little gullies where pathways or rivers must have been. How did you get here, clowns? Let's start off with Aisling. How'd you get on this island?
Okay, so y'all landed here separately, right?
You can come here together if you want to. I didn't say shit.
Okay, I wasn't sure what our requirements were. Uh, well, I'm gonna assume that she was the one who, at least one of them, who wasn't with the party. Uh, Ashleen was starting her grand journey to try and find, well, something. The guidelines are really vague. She's looking for specific magics, and she was on a boat that was small, and it capsized, and she can't swim very well yet, so she sort of just washed up.
Like the sand upon the beach.
Yeah, she flies. She doesn't walk.
Sitting in a soup pot, paddling with a spoon.
It's not that little.
It was that or drowning.
A big witch cauldron, paddling with a very big spoon.
Yeah, that was her thing. She's here now, and she's getting herself all dried off to try and figure out who these other not dead people are. There's probably a couple dead ones out there now.
Cicada, how did thou arrive on this island?
Uh, well, Cicada was taking the same ship as Aisling was. She was actually trying to get to this island because she heard rumors of there being some sort of ruins on this island, and she wants to investigate to further her own magics. But unfortunately, as Aisling mentioned, the ship capsized, and now she had to hold on to Tumble, her broomstick, to manage to stay afloat because she's not a very good swimmer. And she managed to get herself ashore and dry herself off thanks to Tumble. But she's looking for some sort of ruins and magic on this island just for her own research.
Hope.
Hope is on a regular passenger ship trying to head to another island, but like kind of insensitively accidentally picked a fight with a bunch of tough guys on the boat, and they all threw her overboard, and she just kind of floated here.
I'm surprised you floated at all with scale mail.
It's a secret ability. She floats.
My special
Very
power is that
buoyant.
I float. Did you know that in 3.0, your swim armor check penalty was dramatically higher because it was also determined by your weight? It was severe. And then everybody bitched. My character in full plate keeps sinking, and it's like, yes, you would sink, Mr. Dressed up in full plate. And it's like, I want to swim! You can't win them all, because someone will always complain. Which brings us to the next person in line. Kya!
Yeah. Uh, well, Kya was looking for a general island in the area. She was on a boat, hitched a ride, uh, paid for a little dinghy to go to this island, but the waters were more turbulent than she expected. Her boat, tossed and turned. She lost her way. She was adrift for a while, and she just kind of landed here because I mean that it's land. It's better than water, but her boat isn't working. It's busted.
It's gone.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering, the penalty, instead of your armor check penalty, is -1 per 5 pounds of stuff you're carrying. For fuck's sake, you're allowed to carry a backpack and throw it off. before you start swimming. Bring us finally to 2 coins. Claire!
Where's Claire?
Claire?
Someone's muted.
Why was I muted?
Because
Stop
you're
doing
dumb and you keep doing it. Just like Bella.
Right. Ugh. Where
Rawr.
the hell am I?
Well, you're explain.
Right. Two coins was trying to treasure hunt and got extremely drunk and isn't sure exactly how she ended up here. She likely started a fight and they decided to get rid of her after she blacked out.
So half of you got bad boats and half of you decided to get involved in fights.
This is how the best pirates work.
I
Yeah.
didn't decide to
Y-
get involved in a fight. It
You,
just
you,
happened.
you're learning nice and early, by the way, because I think it's a really good picture. This is the use magic device skill related picture.
that person actually looks proud of themselves.
The fattest blunt in all the kingdom.
I know, that's what I thought too! But she smoked it from the wrong end!
She's had a few too many puffs already, it seems like.
You light the side that goes in your mouth, right?
That way it's nice and hot!
Just smoked the wrong end of a mega sick. You don't. Oh wait, you don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks.
To be fair, I mentioned that Claire's the kind of person who would drink from the bottom of a bottle.
Like a fish.
The condensation on this beer bottle is delicious.
God, that must look so disturbing. Someone just like trying to suck the condensation off a bottle.
Meanwhile, they hold it upside down so all the liquid flows out the other.
I was just thinking of that gif.
Oh no, they're fish now. I think is the context. I don't recall.
I'm used to like drinking from the water bottle that you put on hamster cages.
That's probably because Wendy thinks it's better for you. Ergonomics. Well, it matters little where you are from or where you are now. Well, it does matter where you are now. Doesn't matter where you're from or who you've been. Upon the abandoned islands, all men are the same, without resources, starving, withering. The equatorial sun beats down with such strength that it is like its own wind. Well,
Kai is just eyeing at the people that she found, not sure who's a pirate, who's a navy officer or whatnot, or who's just a dude.
Did we all wake up right next to each other?
pretty
I
much.
seem like relatively close to each other.
The relative distance of one another. This is like the one part where all the sand seems to be accumulating. That's not like in the distance you can see that it's more dunes than flat beach. You would bounce off of that a bit easier. It's also an easier landing site.
Cicada, once she gets on the coastline, she hops up on her broomstick, sort of looking for anyone else who might be chugging along, who might be sitting along the coastline, either washed up or just hanging about. Which of you would you find first, do you think?
The first thing you remember as you take off into the sky is that the higher you go, the harsher winds tend to get.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
means
also
that your
saying,
face just gets blasted with these high equatorial.
I'm saying like at the tree line, like so only like 10 feet up.
That's from. At that point, you might as well just stand on Hope's shoulders, really.
Well, I haven't found her yet.
Isn't Hope like the only person here who's actually tall?
I mean, probably
I'm-
6'3".
Actually, Tuso might be because the rats are technically medium.
You're almost two of me.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big rat.
How big are you?
Karate chop.
I'm 4'8".
Yeah, 4'8". There you
Taking
go.
a brief glance around, there is a variety of miscellaneous junk upon the shore. I forgot what the term for it is, but if you wanted to go beach poaching.
Detritus.
Flotsam and jetsam.
No, I know what it's called in Dutch. It's called Jotten. But I don't know what it's called in English.
Yeah, it's Flotsam and Jetsam's the name for like.
No. I mean
wash-
the activity of gathering that stuff.
Oh,
Ah, yeah,
beachcombing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cicada flies along the beach and sees a very large looking rat along the coastline, and she swoops down off her broom and lands before her and says, "Were you with that shipwreck earlier?"
Ah, shite. I'm hallucinating already.
What do you mean?
I wasn't with no shipwreck. I was at the bar getting a drink.
Cicada just sort of awkwardly looks around, does not see a bar, and then looks back at you. What are you talking about? Where is the bar?
She she seems very groggy.
How did you get here?
I was treasure hunting, which I can only do while drunk. I may have picked a fight with someone, and I'm guessing from my new surroundings, I've been
You're my
ditch sitting.
treasure.
You're my treasure.
You are
She is eyeing the broom, wondering if she can, if like you have to be magical to use that.
Cicada sort of just awkwardly and annoyed looks like holds Tumble away, and Tumble escapes her grip and sort of just flies up on its own. Well, I
Right.
was looking for capable survivors. I was looking for anyone on this island who maybe knows what's on here. We should look for more
Sand.
people. There's a lot of refuse on here, on these shores from the shipwreck.
Well, got nothing else to do.
optimistic.
She, you get like an awkward notification that Two Coins has joined your party.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
I guess we keep
Could I
heading down the
have,
coastline.
Can I have Ashleen join in here? Because I want to have I have an greeting for 2 coins.
Do it.
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
We
so as
walked on
soon
the
as you
coastline. Yeah, we walked on the coastline and we see something approaching.
so as soon as you get a little notification up in your thing about the new party member having joined and you get the relationship values, you hear a slight buzzing noise as a fairy suddenly lands in front of you, looking up at the rats. Hey, you Scottish bint, how you be doing?
Oh my god. She holds up a rum bottle. No.
Wait a minute, I saw you on the ship. You survived that wreck, I guess. Did you know?
She looks at herself, looks at you guys. I mean, I hope. Or this is
Yes.
a little awkward.
Yes, quite. We
Now
should-
there's a fairy. I'm dead, aren't I?
You Scots always be dead inside, eh?
Scotland's not real, dang it. Magical Scotland.
I know. I don't know what country you're from, so I'm just using that as a placeholder.
Oh, now I have a fairy. So what about the other two?
Well, there's bound to be more people who survived along the coastline if we did, so we should keep looking. And we continue along the coastline looking for more people, and who joins next?
Well, Kaya's black feathers kind of stick out with the whole, light beige beach. So like she's not hard to find here.
Is she
It- it-
conscious?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if she was like washed up on the beach like Gulliver.
Yeah, probably passed out.
Oh no. Okay, I guess
The
I.
fairy's gonna go over there and just like hit her on the chest once. Live, damn ye!
Goodness.
The fairy has
Yeah.
no idea how to do medicine. Someone should stop her.
Boys, strong one. Do you think you could do chest compressions? This
Gosh,
bird
do
looks
I
like
have
it's full of
some-
water.
Well, let me check my chest compression skill list.
Yeah, I'm actually -1 in healing. This is gonna be bad.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Oh yeah, no, I got +2 in healing. Yeah, I'm gonna put my hands on that bird. They're very
Okay,
soft.
here we go. First roll of the campaign to set the mood. This is like an augury
Let's
of
do
how
it.
things
If
will
you
go.
roll too high, you shatter her rib cage. Just to tell you.
By the way, if we kill this thing, I'm eating it. Anyway,
Hey,
You
it's a
shattered her
20.
cage. Just splat. She exploded.
we're having some drumettes tonight.
No, a high roll is good.
Yeah, it's just
Uh,
too high.
Yeah. Guy's like, blah, 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 blah. Ah, hello.
Oh,
Um,
wonderful, she's alive.
Oh, very
Oh,
good.
wonderful, she's alive.
Oh god, she can imitate voices.
I've heard about these. They're called pigeons. They imitate you.
I'm a
It's
kangaroo.
parrots.
And you're a fairy. Sold.
Well, let
Ah.
us help you up. And then
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
Cicada tries to pull Kia to her feet.
She's light.
Yeah.
Hollow bones.
I think. Well, you're medium sized, right? You're a little bigger than me.
Yeah, but she's got hollow bones.
That's true. we help Kia up to his feet. And says, "Well, it seems we've found quite a few people. Maybe we should keep looking a little bit more
Well,
before searching around for food."
maybe we should check out the bird. Might be Banjax, eh?
Well, what
Dude,
are you talking about with your bone jacks?
it was just foreign.
Oh, you be making bags in the speech, eh?
Well, I'm not the one with the funny accent.
Funny. You're the weirdo. Reacted the maggot.
I like the idea that Hope is like watching all of us and being like, what are any of these people saying?
I genuinely don't know what she's talking about.
You
But
just started by
everyone-
commenting that.
Okay, we keep looking along the beach until we find one more person, and that one person.
Or
will
they
be-
find us.
Yes.
I mean, you probably hear Hope before you see her because she's just hunched over a bunch of wreckage, coughing up seawater. It's just sopping wet.
The old ribcage of a lost ship.
Ooh, a night ahead. Maybe we should be careful. I don't do too well around nights.
I'm gonna fly over.
Let's kill it.
I'd rather you
You guys are talking about killing it, and Ashleen is trying to make friends.
Well, I've thought about killing it. Like you don't like. What if it's what if that was dropped here to kill us? You don't know.
Let's do the bad job of it then.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, approach that thing.
Hello. Hello.
Oh,
You okay?
goodness, people. Oh god. Where am I?
Good question.
Is this hell?
Possibly.
Doesn't look like help from where I'm standing. I believe that's the island of.
Hell.
Can I make a roll to figure out more about this island?
Do you have cartography skills?
I was looking for a knowledge skill from the GM.
Hmm?
Hey, can I make a roll to figure out more about this island?
It's the wrong term. The wrong verb, technically. You can't roll to magically know new things. You know what you know. And that's what the roll
Yes.
says.
Okay.
Alright. Give me some knowledge local, I guess. Or history. Nah, local. This is things people
Okay.
talk about but doesn't have active history.
For some reason, Spell Thief gets no knowledges.
9.
But yeah, because you're just a little magic robber. You don't know Arcana. You just know how to make it happen. Unfortunately, that's a nothing.
Would I be
I don't-
able to?
I mean, sure. Why not?
Hey,
Gang
oh,
on up if you got it.
Roll.
I mean, really the best thing you know about this island. Most people just tend to ignore it. It has ruins on it, signs of habitation, but no one's moved in since. It's a place of common shipwreck because it's along a popular trade route that also earns it a bad rep.
Does it have a name?
Not really.
Just don't go there.
Stupid sandy hellhole is what it is.
It's not been long enough for this thing to pick up like an ambient name from its position. But it may in the years be called Quart or Halfway Island, depending on who interprets it.
Well, I did not see anyone else along these shores. We may be the only survivors. We should maybe check around this island a bit, see if we can find some more food or other people within the island.
Very well. At least I'm still in the land of the living.
I
That's all you
mean,
can really hope for.
depends on your religion. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
I mean, being alive is typically a good thing. Just in general.
So, I say we split up and we look for, I almost said clues, look for people or stuff.
Shaggy and Scooby go that way.
Oi, I call the rats.
I want
Tuesday
this
looks
one.
around for the rat.
She want this one.
That's ye, a cheeky tot.
Right, I'm
Yeah,
with the possible hallucination.
I thought you were going to say possum.
I'm with the possum.
That would be a hallucination.
I'll be with the bird. Actually, I don't believe I learned any of your names.
My name's Kaya. I forgot the voice I was doing for her. My name's Kaya.
It was my voice for some of it. Ashlyn.
You might call me Cicada.
Oh,
I am
like the
Hope.
bug.
Hey,
In your hope.
Just hope.
and you, rat friend?
Well, they call me Two Coins, but my name is Toozle.
Hey. Well,
Deluzel. Got it.
two
God damn it.
coins. We will split up and we can meet back here in, let's say, an hour, and we can bring back what we find. Let's meet up by that big rock. You see that big rock? That one. We'll meet up back there in an hour.
That's meat and rock.
Aye.
So,
We can claim this island. I guess.
not
It's
to
our
be
new
a,
island.
not to be a smartass, but like, how would you know when an hour passes?
I mean, you
get
can
a
roughly
general
tell
sense
in an
of
hour.
Yeah.
Hours are easy enough to figure out.
I guess so. Yeah, I just sort of thought about that like with my stupid little brain.
I mean, like
You
before,
know.
before clocks, it was easier to just people naturally remembered the time just being outside all the time. They're
I
like,
just
oh,
pull a
it's an hour past.
Well, I
I
mean, it
pull a
was
cat
always
out.
like, in the old days, it was like, it's afternoon.
Pull a cat out of your pocket.
People are also better at gauging distances and sizes of distant objects.
Yep, because they had to do that automatically without having.
What time is it, by the way, in on this island?
Somewhere close to noon, best you can say.
Okay.
What time is it? Hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I'm furry and I don't like it.
Yeah,
Marvelous.
they're like rat furry. That's like kind of furry.
So,
What
the gang's splitting up.
Yep.
I
Smartest
think we're
plan
going. I think we're going with a three group and a 2 group, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm taking the rat.
Where's
You guys
Group
get to go
A
together.
going? Where's Group B going?
We can. I'll take the rat, and we can search the nearby forests for like possible food sources or shelter.
And Group B?
I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'd be going the same way, but also different. I mean, there's no one else besides the. Actually, let's keep going along the beach. Maybe we'll find something. Find more wreckage. See if anything
Yeah.
cool is washed up.
Oh, find like an entire chest full of delicious scones.
so we'll be going down this way.
Yeah,
shit.
that makes sense.
I did not mean to put that down.
Gather up some
Excuse
structural
me.
equipment or something to build
A
a shelter.
600 feet cone?
Big ass cone.
You can delete things by hovering over them and pressing the delete key. No, I do not know why there's no more obvious and easily accessible button for this.
Yeah, I guess we'll walk along the group B. Will walk along the coastline looking for weird shit that's washed along the coast, or if we can see any other ships in the distance. And I'm making polite conversation with the other two to learn more about them while we're walking.
Group B spends 1 hour walking along the shores. Delightful.
I heard dice rolling.
The beach eventually goes from this flat-ish surface into flowing dunes. In most places, it's covered in this thin, hardy grass. Not a place you'll find much food. There's definitely signs of wooden beams protruding from the sand in places, of old skelebones lying about. But few of these items are in any good shape. You find a chest and crate or two, but the contents are completely washed and rotted away. As you slide down the coastline, taking your sweet little old time. I need to actually think about this for a bit. Like, how long would it take you to do this? Overland movement, thank you. Let's see.
Well, we'd go for half an hour, and then if half an hour has passed, we'd turn around, because then that'll be enough to go back in an hour.
Eventually, a little trip. It's been about 10 minutes by the time you get here. Takes you up to the rocky, sort of Saturn-like disc that protrudes in the ground. It does connect with everything else. It's like this huge disc that's been placed into the ground that's sort of chafed over time. So it does have a walkable, growable surface. At the top are trees, but in betwixt is this craggy cliffside with lots of tiny handholds covered in moss and other growths. You imagine a canny animal might be able to climb up there, or things with hands, which includes you.
Dang, I have hands.
Other than that, the dunes have ended, and all you hear is the crashing of waves upon the stone discs.
So the beach terminates in like a craggy cliff.
Which has
Okay.
bisected the island, or perhaps the island grew around it. Does it bisect it, if such is the matter?
Well, we didn't see too much. We could head further into the forest.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. There's usually food away from sand.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you want fish.
Could maneuver in a big loop around back to where we started. That would probably be the swiftest course of action.
Yeah, I'd take a cut through the forest, and then go through the forest, and then eventually end up back where we were. That's a
Marvelous.
good plan.
Group A.
Yeah.
I've been told that you are taking the forestry road. Ooh.
Yes.
E-ooh-ah-ah. Ting-tang. Walla-walla bing-bang.
The hungover rat has to deal with many questions from the ferry.
Poor rat. Poor Claire. There, Claire.
Claire,
It's
there,
all
there.
right.
I'm taking the rat.
Rat. She's rat. She's the rat.
Is Tusil ever hungover, or is she like perpetually drunk? Because the onset hangover would just kill her instantly.
Yeah, I was going with the Archer thing.
Okay. Fucked up. Pool.
I found something. What is it, Ashleen? It's a grenade. Pulls the pin.
I really,
Oh no.
really don't like how this thing handles rollable tables in terms of saving and updating because it's obtuse as fuck. And that you probably fucked it up. If you want the
Oh,
long
no.
and short of it, in order to update these things, you have to click the button called Update. If you want to
Weird.
rebalance all available numbers according to how many there are, aka set up a roll table, you have to click a small little weighing scales which normalize it. It's weird because it doesn't save under any other circumstance if you click the Update button. It's not called the Save button, it's called the Update button.
Buttons
Because
are confusing.
who needs consistency? when you're doing something like in, say, you're making like a journal note, you can just close the note and it'll generally save. And if you want to save it, it says save entry. You think you couldn't fuck this one up, given that we've established this vocabulary in this point in history, but I had to look something up because of that, instead of having the answer readily available. All right, Group A, you're making your way where? Whemstead.
Okay, so we're all about like here when he started, right?
Look a minute away from the woods, yes?
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go about this way.
Marvelous.
Yeah,
You-
stay in the more lightly wooded area.
You set your way into the wooded areas and eventually stumble across signs of habitation. Even with an untrained eye, one can see the stone foundations, the stacked rocks, the very overgrown pathways, where the packed dirt and cobblestone have provided no surface for the plants to easily grow over. The forest is filled with the sounds of birds and the smells of flowers. Despite the equatorial sun slamming down, the coverage is sufficient that you will remain shaded, and thus can keep your cool.
Heck yeah.
Do you do anything with the presence of this? Do you engage with this ruin, or are you like, that's not relevant because there's probably nothing there?
I can't read.
What the fuck are you talking about with reading?
It's a ruin,
Oh,
not a rune.
God dang! I am so stupid.
I'm
Holy
so close to just throwing you out the window.
Fenestration Tuesday strikes again.
I legit heard rune, and immediately my brain was like, "You can't read, Claire."
It is a
It's
right.
ruin.
See, I know where Claire's brain goes. I understand it. It's really not a good thing to know. Well, I'm gonna go check it out while rambling to the rat friend about how we should check it out because we could possibly live here. It might not be a magical tree, but we could live here.
I can understand at least 70% of what she says. I'm pretty sure.
The ruined village. God dang it, I need to turn this stupid thing off because I'm getting sick and tired of this. Which one turns off the light? None of these. Oh, that's just great. This is just here now. I have to live with this.
We learn as we go.
The ruined village is consistent of sporadically placed buildings, implying that it was not some sort of heavily industrialized urban setting, but more, whatever was needed was built where it was comfortable. Plenty of space in between. Cobblestone roads. There's a small bridge going over a river that leads to the near body of water, which is more common with a large puddle. You wouldn't call it a lake. It's not that big.
It's a pond.
It's like 100 meters and 200 in the other. 600 to 300 feet ish. It's big, but it's not huge, mungus. Additionally, only a few of the buildings in the village appear to have survived with any degree of utility. One of the larger foundations still has some of the bits of roof overhead, providing a modicum of cover to the higher and lower floors, where the rotting wood slowly slumps down. The shadows within are quite dark and cool. Additionally, a windmill perched atop what appears to be a small rocky outcrop has also survived. It protrudes loudly and proudly, and in fact appears to have only a few holes in it, compared to everything else, which is mostly holes.
Hey, the rat friend. We could build this. We could make a city.
What?
And the people will come from far away.
Your plan to get back to civilization is to create civilization.
I guess.
She tries really hard to like comprehend the problems with this plan, but there's just no. I got nothing. No, that sounds actually pretty brilliant.
Let's go check out this house. She's actually not used to houses, so she is going to cast on the way in, though, just because it's very shadowy. Dancing lights.
Zoinks.
just so I can see on the inside.
Is there any particular structure you're going for? Because you
The one
mentioned
house,
house, but I mentioned that there are quite a few ruins just scattered about, so.
the one that still has the roof intact. You said.
Thou headest towardeth the building that is most promiseth. Forsooth! You make your way across the stone bridge, moss growing in between its cracks, the fresh smell of the splashing water. Encroaching upon this building, you see its interior has been, you wouldn't call it maintained, but it almost certainly has been left to rot. There are pythons slammed into the brickwork, allowing for rings upon which things can be attached. The floor is very much packed dirt. The air, however, is chillier than it feels like it should be. Like you distinctly get this feeling of walking in.
Ooh. We should probably not head too deeply into this thing until we have the others with us, I think.
That's why you mean magic.
I don't need none of that.
I need more of that.
The giant Claire that makes all of the rules.
Claire doesn't make any rules.
Thanks. Oh. Ooh.
I'm gonna look about really quick though, because I do want to see what's in here.
All right. Roll me a search check
Oh no, I'm terrible
as
at
you
this.
start ravaging the place, greedily
Ah,
looking for things to steal.
Oh wait, no, I'm actually good at search. Never mind.
The dead will not smile upon you for your greed, traveler.
I'm not taking anything. I'm looking.
That's what they all say, right as they start taking my wallet, saying they explored my pockets.
Nice. I was exploring your pockets.
I was just checking.
Just making sure there was no unclaimed loot in there.
Random money check.
God dang it, Claire. That's what Sharkbait would do, though.
I mean, yeah.
Taking a solid look around, you find that in some of the hidden, well, not necessarily hidden, but more like if you were just walking by, you probably wouldn't notice. There are these woven baskets and these stone, very craggy-looking box barrel things. They're not overgrown, like the soil under them, like the plants and grass has started growing over it, and in fact seems to have flattened recent growths. One of them smells fishy.
This is where Jesus put all of his fish.
Are either of you
Gotta
at
find
all
all the bread.
trained with knowledge of nature?
I have no knowledges, which annoys me that the nature spirit doesn't.
Since I'm illiterate, I can't use any knowledges.
What the fuck are you talking about, Claire?
It literally has. I'm not like if you go
That
for my
has nothing to
skill
do with your illiteracy, Claire. That has to do with the fact that you're a barbarian. At
Well, there we
most, you
go,
have
yeah,
survival know-how.
I do have survival. Yeah, I have +3 in survival.
Cool. Well,
Can I like lick some moss and say, yeah, that's moss? Like,
yeah, you can do
that
that.
mushroom I ate sure was poisonous.
This is a course of action you can take.
I mean,
Anyway, what do you do, Aisling? And Rat.
well, we are looking also for food, so I actually am gonna roll survival to see if I can find some like doesn't kill you instantly mushrooms and or moss.
Give it a hurl, but don't hurl on me.
Wait, I should have a couple knowledge ones.
Well, while you sort that, I'm gonna roll my
Your Arcana and
I
local law
just-
on your class list, and you do in fact have. Okay.
I stick a mushroom that has a skull on it directly right into my mouth, and just
It's a bit more that as you take a look around, you come to the discovery that this area looks as if it has already been forged. You find bushes that have partially grown or over-ripened berries, but none of the ones in between those states. You find a tree, which almost certainly should contain some sort of fruits, but all of them are gone. There's not even any left on the ground.
because you've been eating them. It's the Patrick scene.
God dang it, Claire.
Well, we should probably get the others.
I agree. I also don't want to go into any more into a deep, spooky cave on an abandoned, deserted island that I have no clue how I got here without more body shields.
Group
She's
B.
gonna flutter up,
Yeah.
pat your shoulder. You were
Hello.
drunk, mate.
You are making your way along. What was it again? You were following the cliffside, was it?
We're cutting into the forest and wrapping around in like a loop to head back to where the rock was, which I think would actually take us through the ruin if we're heading along like this way, and then looping back around to this way, to the rock.
Clambering.
And Kaya's keeping her eye out for like animals that can be hunted.
Clambering through the woodlands. Always having the cliff within your vision. Oh. Ooh. My stomach's being rowdy. Take that, stomach.
No.
No.
Punch it.
The presence of trees cools the air's evaporation, drains them of their vital fluids, and sweats for the land. As you cut through, you too become aware of the many fruits and berries and flowers that grow around. There are occasionally birds, but it appears that when it comes to smaller wildlife, there's less of it. You'd almost certainly see, at some point, something like a rat, but nothing that much bigger. Eventually, you cut your way into what appears to be a village, as looming structures begin to emerge. Which is to say, the foundations of buildings. Eventually, you hear the noises of Aisling tossing and turning a building.
But do
It's
we
like-
know it's actually? Well, I guess with the accent.
Considering how verbose they've been, you probably hear them.
Yeah, the two of them are talking a lot.
You hear Irish and possibly Welsh, Scottish screeching.
who else could this be? They're probably the only person who speaks the accent within like this side of the planet. Looks like the others have gotten here before us.
We can probably regroup and share our information.
Yes, that sounds
Maybe
good.
Maybe
They
they've
said
been more
regroup in an
lucky.
hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if
Who
you run into
cares?
us while you're out,
yeah. Who cares? Okay. I walk into the village. I'm sitting with the others.
Gets really anal a lot of time for no reason.
you said
And
you take out a fucking clock.
We regroup.
A big water clock at that.
I'm keeping a little bit of distance, not too far, obviously. Just like I'm still with the group. It's just
Well, we
keep my
we did not find any other survivors. We did find some sort of cliff to the east side, which may present problem when crossing the island this way, but we could look for a way around it.
The ferry just sits on a rock. Why would a cliff be a problem?
Well, maybe not for us, but for the other groundlings, we would have to find a way around for them.
Oh yeah, they walk all the time. Weird.
Weird.
What did you find here in
We found a town.
this village? Yes, but it looks in ruins.
Yeah, but not all of it.
Actually gets a little flag and plants it.
I was actually thinking about it.
What the fuck is this picture, Claire? Oops, this is a rat.
The fact that it's in all caps is great.
Oh yeah, and a trapdoor to hell opens up under you for your failure.
We found a lake as well, right? So we walked by the big
There's
lake.
a large body of water next to you, yes.
Yeah, the pond.
That's good. Assuming there's nothing lurking in it.
Considering there's a creek that seems to be connecting it to the sea, odds are this is salt water.
I was asking if it was a steady, like a isolated pond, but unfortunately, I guess not.
We probably need
Well-
to set up thingy to catch rain.
Yes, I hope to do that soon. Fortunately, it does rain quite a bit around this part of the world.
Yay, ocean. But there's thingies in the house that are weird. I don't know what they are.
I'll take a look with you. I follow Iceling to the house.
I'm gonna show those things that are fishy.
No, they smell fishy.
Yes, they smell fishy. I'm gonna show the other what they are because I'm not quite sure.
And I do little bird bounces behind them.
Wait, are you doing like the
The
crow
bird
hops?
dance.
Yeah,
It's okay
the
that
little hop.
the woven baskets appear to be made out of some sort of hardened or dried seaweed. It's treated, and sliding your finger across it, it feels very kind of like leather, like processed chemical, a bit plasticky.
Interesting.
The box barrel things that Aisling points out, they kind of look like they're made out of rock, like grown coral, barnacle, like very rough, not cut or hewn, except for the inside. Like near the lid, you can tell that there are cut marks, but the overall shape is what it is.
Okay, I stand at my tippy toes and peer inside the barrel.
You push off the lid, and well, your sensitive little nose is hit with the powerful smell of, as I said, fish.
Oof.
A lot of it, and not smoked, not dried,
Just raw fish.
raw fish.
Everyone, I think I've found some food. It's
Yay!
very stinky food, but it is food.
Surströmming.
Look at the bird bounce.
She just does that. It's kind of weird.
Doesn't seem super rotted or anything. Like, it still looks like food, which means someone's put it here recently.
Well, and
Yes.
the rat was saying that looks like someone's been foraging around here.
Hmm.
I'm a just open my eyes to see if anyone is around.
Your eyes have been closed this whole time?
No, just wider, just like.
Okay, I was about to say, it's like, wait.
Activate Byakugan.
No, Kia is like Brock. Her eyes are always closed, but she can see.
I was worried you're gonna have like a third eye open up in the middle of your head.
Creepy as hell. You gonna search around for anyone else?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
certainly we shouldn't raid someone's food storage if someone's been like gathering all of this. We should wait until they return and then, at the very least, ask.
Yeah, did anyone else pack any rations? Because I've brought some in my bag, so we could survive with it a little bit.
I woke
Mine are a
up
little
here.
waterlogged.
Anyone who washed ashore probably has rations that are covered in seawater.
Yeah, mine are a little wet.
Holds up a bottle of rum.
I specifically made sure to stay above the water because otherwise my spellbook would get soaking wet.
Buy a slipcase. It'll be good for the long run.
Sure,
I
let me just
imagine
go
I
to
was like-
the
Or-
slipcase shop on shop
or
on
you
this
can-
island.
Or you can empty out your water skin and stuff it in there.
Yeah.
Just got a bag full of Tupperware, everything in it.
All right, so what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm also
searching.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the type of food so I can like try to like remember what would be good to eat from what has been picked,
What do you mean? What
Like
has been picked?
and the fish.
Oh, the fish.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm not too good with oceanic fishes. But it's not gonna be a tuna because apparently those things are fucking huge.
Could be a cod.
Yeah, or a haddock.
Gosh.
Snapper, herring.
The point is that they're not the most exciting. They're just conventional fish you would catch at the sea.
They all have like the incredibly bland face that reminds you of some kind of druid in another world.
Kya,
Herring,
Just
probably.
bluntly
Yeah.
staring at you.
can you roll me either a spot or a search check? Both would technically help you figure something out.
I will spot. What?
As you're digging your little hands through this big old barrel of fish, you start pulling out fish that you've probably not seen before.
Huh?
It's
Weird.
it's there's this big chunky guy, big fish. He's got a little rope on his head. He's got a mouthful of teeth.
Hey, one of those killed me in a game the other day.
That is the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen.
Indeed.
But I could probably cook that.
I could probably cook that. I don't want to though.
I'd
It's-
say you should kill it if it weren't already dead. It looks like it'll kill us first.
I mean,
little
it's
scared.
it's it's obviously dead. Like, there's no argument there.
Yeah, that's why she's saying if it weren't.
Might spasm a bit, but
Hmm.
So,
I'd
you guys
ra-
know there's a windmill.
Well, for now, for the fish, I'm in favor of leaving it here, since I do have a few rations I've packed with me, so we could survive for at least a day or so before. And if someone returns, then we haven't touched any other fish, and we found more people on this island.
Yeah,
Also, I don't eat fish.
Points
we
at the
can. Oh,
I was gonna say points at the ferry. Can't you magic us up a food?
Can you?
I'm not. I looks at Cicada. Can you magic us up some food?
I don't think I've learned that spell yet.
be like the-
No. But I've got food in my bag, and I know how to cook.
it is for
So
the
if you-
gods to divide such providence.
Honestly, that would be like the very first thing I learned, like magic wise, just conjure like food.
Yeah, but that's not a cantrip.
Summon sandwich.
Actually,
Exactly, someone sandwich.
like Claire, there's a rule in Harry Potter about that. You can't just make food appear except for the ways you can.
Yeah, except for that time that they make wine, which is a food byproduct.
Anyway, karate chop.
I guess we should come back here later and leave the fish for now.
Yeah.
Then we could just look for what else is here.
Like the ferry points back up again. That windmill looks pretty full, actually.
does
I
it?
mean, if it's still standing and functioning, then it'll probably at least have something in it.
The best way to describe it is that it has a few more windows than the architect perhaps intended it.
Oh, so it has holes in it.
But not a lot.
But compared to the rest, it's actually doable.
Okay, yeah.
it's
Well,
standing.
I'll check out the windmill. I'll go over to the windmill.
I'm a fly to the windmill
The windmill,
because I
which,
don't walk much.
as mentioned, is located on a small elevated plateau. It's, what are they called again? The big wings don't fly anymore.
What do they call the windmill fan things?
The blades.
Right.
I don't know what the whole thing's
Actually, they're
called.
called sails.
Huh.
Oh, man, that acid.
I feel that, Safi. I feel that. Rubs your belly.
Can you feel anything after I'm done with you? Ha!
Holy crap. Safi Saul's old tummy problems
I know-
attacks Claire.
To be honest, we all know that Claire feels nothing because otherwise she would have bought shark bait a pool.
I know, exactly.
Man.
Got him.
Going for my balls, Safi. Going for my balls.
The inside, well, the second you stand in the opening that leads inside, the door itself is hanging off of one hinge at this point outwards. The minute you get close, a whole bunch of rats on the inside scurry off to their lairs and under the stacks of residual hay. You can't help but notice that some sort of hammock has been hung up in the middle of the room. There's a ladder leading further upward in the structure.
I
I think
call
someone's
out,
been
like,
here.
Hello, if anyone is here, we don't mean any harm.
The few shafts of light coming through the cracks and breaks in the wood provide no answer other than a howl.
Well, at the very least, we were right in thinking this was a good place for shelter if someone else has been here.
You do notice that there seems to be not much of a draft, at least on the bottom floor.
I just thought of something with my brain.
Be
Incredible.
careful.
I think that's called thinking.
If there's people here, and there was fishing, and some of us at least, were out like a light, why haven't we seen anyone or heard from anyone, or why haven't they tried contacting us?
They could be deeper into the island.
And they could be further out foraging. Maybe fishing.
Maybe they'd
on
be scared of
whatever.
us.
Looks at the ferry. Yeah, I'd be scared of that.
You are, ain't you?
Yar.
Why would anyone be scared of a rat? It's just a rat. If anyone
I
here,
feel like characters, like, as the time goes on, it's slowly demorphed from a person rat to a literal just rat.
you're not a literal. I mean, to be fair, you are technically based on a sheet that would imply that you might be able to turn into a rat because you're one of those Yogagagi things.
Yokai.
I mean, I wouldn't be against that, but yeah, go on.
Oh no, it's the Hengo Gugugugublai that get the transformation stuff.
The hanga banga booga.
Hanga
Hunga
yokai.
bunga. Well, you're standing in the ground floor on the outside of a large windmill.
I'm a fly on the outside a little bit, circle around it, and try to look in through the holes to see if there's anything up there.
You poke your head in through the holes at the higher elevations. The first floor, which appears to be some sort of habitation floor, judging by its more laid-out floor plan, contains indeed the remnants of a home. Decaying closets, rotting beds, an old kitchen countertop, and a large tub that was probably used to hold the water for the kitchen. Flying further up, you are exposed to the mechanics of the windmill, the grinding stones now fallen silent, the gears and cogs that transfer energy from one shape to the next.
Yeah, I'm a
There's
flitter
probably
on
like
down.
some bats up in the attic, but that's about it. They're all asleep.
That's called a belfry now.
In a windmill?
Bats in the belfry.
So I'm a flutter on down. I'm gonna say it looks like we could live upstairs. I don't see anyone though.
Stop trying to let us settle on this island.
We gotta sleep somewhere tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, damn it.
You've got to
Yes.
plant your flag and claim it for England, Claire.
The
Not
wee
even-
one has a
Hey,
point.
fuck you, English cunts.
Yeah, don't bring England into this.
We got a Scot and an Irish.
He's doing it. He's thinking.
I wanted. By the way, I would her voice would be my favorite accent, which would be Welsh, and she would say "tidy" a lot. But the problem is that's so like inducive, so I'd be like dead in half an hour doing it.
Why you like this?
If y'all ever played Nino Cooney, if you've seen Mr. Drippy, that's the accent.
Oh yeah, super Welsh.
Tidy. Yeah, Welsh. I love Welsh. Oh, right, tidy. I love the word tidy.
But yeah, I'm a go on up and hope that they follow me.
Yes, we should follow upstairs.
All right.
Kai's following, but still keeping an eye out.
You climb
case
onto
there's changes.
the creaky little ladder that leads upwards.
Yep.
You emerge on the wooden floored habitation floor, directly into the kitchen dining space, where tables and old chairs stand, as well as the countertop and washtub.
All right, the fairy might be onto something. This is actually not too bad.
You probably want some new
Certainly.
furnishings, but sure.
I've certainly slept in worse.
The tower's probably a bit hot because it is mostly encased.
Said there were bats up here, right?
No, they're bats at the top floor, like where the actual gear mechanisms are located.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably keep going just to check at the very top, just to make sure we've explored the whole place.
You continue to climb and climb.
What a thrill.
What the heck? To get to this third floor, there's another ladder on the interior, but to get to the top, you have to go through the outside because there's the whole rotating mechanism and everything.
Yeah, it kind of takes up the whole room, and you don't want to get caught in it.
Plants have overgrown the windmill to the point that some of the vines and ivy have actually made it all the way to the what's it called, the blades and the axle.
The mosses claim this land.
You sit in the not belfry because it does not contain the bells needed to be a belfry. It's just the free.
It's the bat free.
Standing outside, you can see the bats on the inside, which mostly appears like this large. It's like shimmering feathers in a hanging carpet. And of course, there's the accumulated bat guano underneath.
Yeah, okay.
Since you're standing on top of a small hill on top of these, can everyone roll me a spot check?
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
Yeah.
Where's my spot check? Well, I don't have a very good spot check.
Me
I
either.
have like nothing. Else.
Oh, Kia's good at it, at least.
She doesn't
she
even
has
have
the
the elven eyes.
She has bird eyes, and honestly, if a bird's looking at you forward, they can see you pretty well, probably.
Birds have ridiculously good eyes.
Yeah, they just can't turn their eyes.
Why you
Yeah,
like this?
hawks have like full-on telescopic vision.
Telescopular.
Shut up.
I will karate chop your head clean off. All right then, it is Hope who notices this first. After which Kia's eyes too will detect it. There's a dot off in the distance towards the northwest. A small little black dot, from which a smaller little black dot has detached, which appears to be moving your direction.
If I had to guess, I would say that's our forager.
Ooh, you see someone.
Yeah, distance northwest on the beach.
Seems to be coming close.
Looks like
Well,
I
there's
say in
two,
Hope,
actually.
Hope's voice.
We should
You're
do our
gonna
best to-
I said in Hope's voice. 'Cause I
Oh, I
can't
thought I
hear
heard
it.
Hope say something.
We should do our best to not make ourselves look suspicious. Hi.
Maybe
L-
don't
l- we
rub
should-
each
They didn't.
we should
Two
go
coins
down
just
to meet them.
dies.
Good night, Claire.
explodes.
The brain poison got me.
Thinking
Rest in
too
peace.
hard builds up acids.
Lactic acid in your brain.
Electrocuted by the neurons firing.
The brain is a muscle. It's powered by peas and carrots, kids. Each greens.
Remember to flex your brain muscles every morning by doing some brain stretches.
Just grab it like a pillow and you fluff it.
Just
Then you
grab
put
your
it
head,
back in.
slam it into the wall a few times, and stop when I show up.
It's good for you.
It's very good. If your skull ever cracks, that means your brain has grown too much.
That means it's fine.
Okay, I'm going to head down the windmill and go back into the village. So hopefully not look too suspicious. just to see what just to see the foragers up to. And I'm hoping the others follow me.
You hang on out in the village. It will take a few minutes for them to arrive. And
Also,
thus,
where put my languages?
what are your languages?
There they are. Okay. I have common Sylvan. I get 3 more because I have the skill. I was just trying to figure out where to put them.
You
Continue.
have
Sorry.
the skill. Oh, yeah, you have 3 in the. Okay, cool. Well,
Yep.
don't forget the bonus languages you get are limited by your race, but the ones you get from the skill ranks can be whatever except druidic.
Yeah, 'cause you have to be a druid to learn
You
druid.
also can't pick alignment languages. The
You
one
can't read Satanese or Angelicanism.
is that man eating a rat, Claire?
That's Dante from Devil May Cry, so yes.
Could you not?
He's so hungry.
Could you not? As you wait around for a while, eventually the sound of approaching people is heard. They appear to be having a lively and friendly sounding conversation, with the occasional banter thrown back and forth.
Oh.
At times, they stop, presumably to marvel at the nearby rocks and the ruins, before they make their way on once more. So,
I'm
what
not
are
the
you doing
best-
again?
I am not the best at introductions. One of you should talk to them.
Very well. I'll approach them as soon as they're like within eyesight and kind of wave them over and go, "Hey."
Pull out your
we-
badge.
The group
Yes,
consists of
maybe-
3 individuals. One isn't at work. Very clearly, this green-skinned man is clad in very loose but humble robes. Upon his neck sits a holy symbol.
Well, that's a good sign.
There's also a second person, because there are 3 in total. This man is wearing fine robes set with specific golden trims. He eyes rich, especially the rings upon his fingers. His hat is so large he has a shadow all of his own.
Oh god, I want it.
He is
A more
almost
powerful
certainly
wizard.
a human. You know what they say, the bigger the hat, the bigger the spells.
It's the rule of thumb.
If he's got a little bowler hat, you're probably good. But if he's got a sombrero,
You die.
Watch the hell out. The spiciest fireball you've ever seen.
I just like the idea that they promote to a sombrero.
Beware the rice farmer.
You must weave your own sombrero to gain its true power. Oh, that's killing me. The final one, who is by far the most striking of the trio, is an immense walking bird, tall and lean, and distinctly dressed as a captain, right down to the nifty shoulder pads, the button-up vest, and big legs. No, that's probably not really a captain thing, but they are wearing the fancy boots that go with it, as well as that cute tricorner hat. They are not just any bird, but some sort of peacockish bird, as evidented by the long, dragging veil of colorful feathers on their back.
They're like a not burnt fella.
So what do you do with this bunch? Yeah, Kia does look like a burnt version of him. The well done.
But
Like politely bow and go like, "Hello, we recently washed up on these shores and we're not exactly sure where we are, but hope we're glad to see another set of living faces."
Wait, how do I interpret this again? Whoops.
also,
I just
since
gave the final boss.
What?
Need to find that one giant hat.
Big Hat Logan must fight against Giant Hat Harold. A fight of the ages. All right. Anyone else doing anything while Hope is making the introductions?
I'm with them because I'm okay enough with people.
I'm
Okay,
just hanging
try to
around.
express that we are definitely not wanting to do any fighting. We're actually looking for friends.
since I've had work on multiple boats, I'd like to gauge the captain looking person's manner to see just how they present themselves, whether they're presenting in a oh, I'm just a humble old captain, or if I'm just gonna shoot you.
Holy shit, those fucking hats.
The name's Lord McKilligan.
That's
How
not
do
a
you
hat,
do?
that's a tent. That's Liam's tiny hut. Good shit, you can put like 10 other people under there. Oh, I just noticed it's also like floppy. It's not just
Yeah. It's a wizard hat.
said so casually. How does a wizard hat store work? How do you go in and out? How do they stack the hats for sale? They're so large and blue.
Magic.
They sell you the shrunken versions. Do not expand until exiting. Little
like
miniature
it.
cute hats. All the little stains. All right.
Also, I can't update my language list.
Why not?
When I click update actor, it doesn't do anything.
Let's take
That
a look.
was figure out later. Drug. Ow, my foot. Ah, flicking.
What languages did you
Flicking
take?
Like 5.
Tell
Because
me.
I can't. Okay, Orin, Draconic, Elven, and Goblin.
Draconic. Oh, Elven and Goblin. There.
Did it for you, I guess.
Guess you're just not clicking with enough confidence to convince them you're worth the effort.
Apparently. Rude game.
You gotta click, man.
Okay.
Because if you
Now we
don't,
can move on.
I'm gonna start going back to party time, and we don't want that.
Oh god, not the dog.
It's party time.
You fool. Look at you.
Okay, Claire. Why did you feel the need to post rat with tiny cowboy?
I mean, we were posting hats, so I had to contribute.
This is a level 1 wizard.
YouTube has been recommending a lot of shorts involving this rat channel, and all I can say is, man, rats.
Rats.
Oh, hey, girl. What's up?
Shark bait biting your toe.
Nah, she's just, I guess, looking at me.
She has opinions.
You want a treat, girl? Want a treat?
Oh. This fucking hat. I mean, privacy. It's nice. All right, you've made your introductions. The four of them have this very quiet moment of like, Then the large peacock turns towards you. Ah, landlubbers upon the land, stranded, no less. Or have you hidden your boat in some nook and crevice I've yet to see?
Well, we did hide it under the water.
There's no safer place for a boat. Won't move for years to come. But that's
You'll
not
never
what
look
boats
for
are
it.
for. What brings you to this picturesque rock in the middle of nowhere? The tourism, the food, or perhaps the beautiful hotels?
You know, branching out, seeing new horizons.
I
Also,
can't-
You know, just
falling off a boat.
I cannot argue that this beautiful rock does not have its appeals. Ah, how caress of me not to introduce myself. They sweep their arm widely to the side and then over their stomach in a wide bow. At some point, they had even plucked their hat off of their head, but you can't quite recall when and where they did it. I am Captain Goldfeather, at your disposal for as long as I am land-bound. Do you require rescue, or are you just... Would I be interfering with your vacation in the process of doing so?
I mean, if you're offering rescue, I'd gladly take it.
Excellent. There is another question, though. You would not happen to be predisposed to individuals of the more liberal persuasion of pursuits of the sea?
What did he say?
If it be me and I keep my pants on, I'm usually okay.
Is Aisling wearing little pants?
Probably.
God damn it, Claire.
I haven't
You
decided.
pervert.
Sorry,
this
I had-
campaign, actually.
I had to ask, and I had to envision. What do you want from me?
Do you think she's just flying around coochie out? What do you?
No, I'm wondering. I expect her to wear something. Okay, I'm not gonna post what I expect her to wear, but I'm expecting her to wear something. But I'm not expecting her to wear like little fairy pants.
I'm so done with you, Claire.
Out the window, Claire.
and I'm shamed forever again.
You're put on the
Again.
you're put on the shame stool.
That's another picture when you get.
God dang it, dude.
Can you imagine Claire sitting on the shame stool?
No.
Oh yeah, speaking.
No, stop it, Sal.
Anyways, so yeah, it depends on what you mean.
What is your relation to the law?
uphold it wherever I can, and
Oh no.
Swords out, boys!
I choose to. Choose
The
to
fairy's
defend
looking
the
around a
river.
little confused. Which law?
Cicada overhears this conversation and screams out from the back, "Fuck the law!"
Yo, fuck the police.
Yeah, F the police. Yeah, the rat. She just goes. The law told me I couldn't drink
In
sitting
public.
on the floor. Yeah, in public. They called it public intoxication. And then I kind of forgot what else they said.
We are not leaving marooned people behind. The law of the sea is do unto others after all, says the orc, as he sweeps his hand in some sort of gesture.
Just the deep.
But if they are, say, belonging to someone's navy, then they do in fact not do unto others as they would wish to do unto themselves. I personally would love to not get hanged, but they do it to people anyway.
I mean, last I checked, I wasn't part of any navy.
We ain't doing no hanging.
I didn't ask any of you guys. Are you part of the Navy? You'd tell me if you're sailors.
I have a boat. Does that make me a navy? Is that the requirement nowadays?
I mean, it makes you a captain.
I think it needs some kind of government backing before it's actually accepted as a navy.
Then
Probably
what is
more
a
than one.
government but people with knives telling people without knives what to do?
I mean, most of them don't have knives.
Most governments are no longer tied by communal agreement of anything, but by tour de force. So, before I grow bored and old on an island in the middle of the sea, and I will grow both in equal measures, I am here on business, and that business is not you. So if you wish, you may head to the shore and sit upon my launch, waiting for my return. Or you can make yourself useful and tag along for a bit.
I'll tag along, mate.
Aye.
And what of the rest of this assortment of every fruit from every stall?
I find myself quite useful on a boat.
Effing bird.
You're not claustrophobic or anything, are any of you?
The fairy pauses for a moment. Let's pretend I know what that word means and say I'm not.
That means you're afraid of Santa Claus.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, he's not real.
It is a fear of tight spaces, of stuck below deck behind a locked door. The air stops flowing, the darkness gets closer.
Well, when you phrase it like that, it doesn't sound like the best thing in the world.
She leans over to Cicada. That has nothing to do with Santa Claus.
Aye.
But Santa Claus puts people in his bag, right?
No, that's the Krampus.
No, that's Santa Claus.
Hey, let the fairy answer this. The fairy knows more.
Roll knowledge Christmas.
Oh, I've probably met him.
Roll knowledge
Wait,
Judeo-Christian
is
holiday.
that religion, history, or is it local, or is it the planes? Because Santa Claus obviously has his own plane of existence.
It could be Arcana because he has to use a lot of magic.
God damn it, Santa!
He's
Santa's
all
an
knowledge checks.
Is he a force of nature? Is he a fae?
If Santa's an outsider, then it's probably religion.
No, it's planes.
Yeah, I think if anything,
God,
planes. Yeah, planes.
why are you making this so hard, Santa?
Again,
depends
I
on the
just go with
region
he's
you're
all
carrying.
checks.
Except maybe dungeoneering.
No.
Have you been to his workshop? Yes.
Santa's workshop one shot.
Do you think the
Yeah,
elves
place was
want to
made
be
by,
there?
God, that place looks like it was made by Escher.
Ugh. It's a dungeon because the elves don't want to be there. Prison labor is a great way to make cheap Christmas presents. Ho ho ho.
Great, we're back in Riverdale now.
Santa, why are you evil? Because the writers are lazy hacks. Ho ho ho. And then he takes out an axe, and it's like a really bloody axe. Like, God damn it, Santa, don't you have standards? Wouldn't you want a nice new axe? Everything about you is so pretty, but you use the most rusted weapon. What a weirdo. All right, kids. Your tag-alongs now.
Aye.
Apparently.
I mean, if they're
But better
doing
than
us the
just
kind
sitting here.
rescuing us off the island, the least we can do is give them a hand.
Aye, yeah.
Marvelous. Then let us
I'd be-
strike out once more. Unless you have any further comments I need to know about, perhaps his dietary information, allergies.
The fairy raises her hand.
What is it?
I don't eat meat.
I'm slightly allergic to peanuts.
Ah, yes. Well, the peanuts shouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, salted pork is frequently part of the menu. Let us move out. This place is depressing me with its dated architecture.
This man is very dramatic.
I was gonna clean it.
I reach into my bag and I pull out one cracker ration and I hand it to Aisling.
Ah, something not meat. Yay.
It's really salty cracker, but cracker.
It's almost
Eats
a
it-
cookie.
Eats it like a goddamn squirrel.
Cookies are the ultimate food. That's why she actually has a baker background.
I still don't get why the rat tries to eat the whole tube. What?
It's a very thirsty hamster, you know.
Sure.
It's
Accusatory
a
rat.
mesmerizing gift.
That's her officer. That's Claire. You are guided through the woods towards the large ring. The force thickens, and the shade grows thicker as well. The bushes begin to scrape and claw at your ankles, and the dried mud crumbles underfoot. It seems but a few minutes before you arrive in front of a large opening in the wall. The separation of the two sides of the island, the large cliffside, carved within a passage, surrounded by iconography of the sea.
While we're walking, I ask them how long they've been on this island.
The orc answers this question, as the peacock seems preoccupied with cleaving a path with a machete. What do you mean, been on this island?
Well, we saw the, uh, well, how you say, barrel full of fish. We assumed there was someone who was here recently. Plus, the area has been foraged. Would that happen to you?
That was not us. We have only arrived recently, and to the best of my knowledge, this is our first time even touching down upon this rock.
Oh, interesting. We may want to be on the lookout for others then.
Possible. But I doubt that they would show themselves if they have not already. And we have numbers. We can certainly split amiably.
How many like huts were there in that little village we came across, the ruin?
Like a dozen or so?
Okay.
We are here! The beautiful, and he waves with his hand towards it, the entrance. All we need to do is get to the bottom of this, literally. I need to... What was it again? Bram, what were we doing again with this thing? And he waves around this set of golden bracelets. I will discuss this when we are down there. Marvelous. Now, he leans in on the lot of you. He's rather tall, after all. He's got that lean physique. Could look over any crowd with that like that.
Heck.
How about you go on ahead?
Very well.
All right.
I'll be right
Away.
behind you, and these fine fellows will wait until we've swiped away all the cobwebs.
Huh. Okay. If there was like a meter of suspicion, it'd be like beep 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 beep. Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep.
2 coins will remember that.
Yeah, two coins will remember that. Iceland looks up. How was that?
I will let the strong ones.
Actually,
go
Brahm is the
first.
human.
Oh, Brahm's the human. Okay.
Brahm's Big Hat Logan.
Should we do some kind of marching order? I'm assuming
Well, I
two
mean-
coins is probably in front.
Probably 2 coins and Hope,
Yeah.
which by default also means that Ashlene is in because she's now sitting on Hope's shoulders.
And I
Okay.
guess I'll be like third position.
Yeah, I'll be.
And
shitted
I'll be in
out
the back.
front.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be in the back.
I'm back.
And I'm sitting on tumble usually instead of walking. Not moving very fast, just at my normal walking speed.
I would like to point out that tumble. I don't think it's hover. I think the flying carpet requires constant motion to stay awoke. I'm gonna look it up.
You would think animated objects would be able to hover.
Depends on who makes it. Like if you're a lazy wizard, it's like I'm gonna, chafe off some corners of this. I'm gonna make the cheapo model with the poor handling.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, it specifically has average maneuverability, so
Okay.
no hovering in place, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah. Then I'll just walk.
Yeah, that's why I'm not floating around. I'm having to ride.
I imagine you
Until I
can
level up enough.
like kind of idle forwards though. All right, I
Yeah.
think I set everything up properly. I hope so. Let's crank up the darkness. Whoop.
Ooh.
Once Bella scoots in, we're good to go.
Bella.
As you step your way down the rocky passage, your footsteps begin to echo on the walls. The air grows from hot and humid to cold and clammy. In the distance you hear indiscernible sounds. The surfaces surrounding you depict scenes of water, of a single large humanoid being presiding over the islands and the seas, warping the clouds, the rains, and the storms. Many people kneel at its presence and offer a variety of goods and services in return for bountiful blessings.
Would I recognize this? godly
Knowledge,
figure?
religion.
Aye.
Because it's a little bit obscure.
Ooh, 20. So 24.
Well, first I'm going to take a drink, because I need to say things.
No more than the paladin.
Nice nat 20 there, Cicada.
Aye.
I loaded in.
Yay.
That was a lot of burping. But you heard none of it.
Bird has downloaded into the game.
You wouldn't download a bird, would you?
Yes.
What do you think Twitter is?
I love the one where they just keep escalating it. You wouldn't kidnap a woman, then grind her into paste, feed her to a husband, and then tell their children that their mother never loved them, would you?
I like Weird Al's old "Don't download this song"
And they
song.
and they equate all of that to like copyright infringement.
The Weird Al one's even greater though, because it has like a list of websites to download music from, and they're all gone.
You wouldn't kidnap E.T. and electrocute him to death slowly until he's deep fried, would you? It's the same as stealing a movie from the movie theater.
What the fuck?
What's always funny is I go to the movies often, and every time there's an ad of this guy going like, "Oh, movie piracy is horrible. You should go to the movies more." And I'm like, "Well,
I'm at the
what do you,
movies.
what do you,
What do you think we're
what is this
doing?
for?
Yeah, I'm
Who's
there,
the target audience?
dude.
I've already paid for the ticket."
This is like you buy a Chiquita banana, you open it, and the inside of the peel says
Buy
"Buy
bananas."
banana."
Did you know bananas are
I'm already a
delicious and good
customer. What do you want? Oh,
God.
So funny.
God damn it! I signed up to be a criminal, and all they have is these stupid motivational posters. All right.
The god.
As mentioned, there are a lot of different kinds of religions in this world, especially away from the mainland. And even the mainland has its own series of problems. But you can clearly tell that this is almost certainly an offshoot of the Rohan religion, which is one that is quite common in the area, as you are currently near the, I know that Aini Sultanate, around that area. Oh no, actually that's the Bayesh Church. Where's the Roland? Where's the Rolands? Where's this guy hanging out? Oh, it's over here. Nope. Ooh.
When you say
Roland
Roland
Roland.
religion,
Oh,
do you
there we go.
mean-
Yeah, it's to the north, but it's close enough that it still makes sense for it to be around. So the Rohan is one of animism, is one of spirits and beings of the land that suffuse objects. You're not familiar with this particular god because it's probably fairly local. Animism tends to be that way. But yeah,
Okay.
they are probably worshipping some sort of great and powerful elemental, perhaps one of storms of water, judging by what he is doing.
Yes, I relayed this information to the group. Looks like an animist. Animist god. They could be worshipping some sort of elemental down here.
Not
At
like
least
the
judging
one
by
I'm
this
familiar
painting.
with.
Sorry, what was that? I'm just looking
Not like,
funny.
yeah, not like the one I'm familiar with, but
You would also know that the Beshkish, which is in the Sultanate, had a spat with a lot of nearby folksy religions. You know, the Inquisition. It's over.
okay.
It's no longer in the process of happening, but it's one of those things that to a lot of people still is a recent scar, culturally speaking.
Aye. Yes, well, I know which side my bread is buttered in that conflict.
Yeah.
All right. The darkness begins to set in. The natural light cannot penetrate this deep, and there are no other light sources. I presume this is the moment where Hope strikes up a torch or something.
Dancing
Yeah, we
lights.
should do a dark vision, low light vision check. So I have dark vision. What does everyone else have?
I have low light vision, but I also have cantrip dancing lights.
I have low light vision.
Dark.
Red lantern.
But
Yeah.
I'm
We
a
still
rat.
have lanterns and lights that we should probably set up anyway, just to even the playing field.
Yeah, Claire.
I have magic.
Yeah, Iceling, do the honors.
Yeah.
She keeps saying it. Well, I can strike up a torch. I can make magic.
Dancing Lights is one of those spells where every single time someone casts it, it usually comes with the rider of it doesn't do what you want it to do. Dancing Lights, for one, only lasts minutes per level, unlike Light, which lasts 10 minutes per level. I forgot
Yeah,
it's 5e, where it's like, by the way, this takes an action to like move around and do shit with, and it's like, oh. Has benefits for exploring a large space, because you can make it scan the walls a bit easier.
I've got daylight because I'm an Asimar, but I'm gonna save that until, you know.
Unfortunately, at your current level, the best recommendation is just to pull out a fucking torch, because that thing will burn for way longer than most of your magic will at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're weenies.
We are level
got
1.
We're just babies.
You're just a little man's.
Well, yeah, that's why I have this bab score.
Let's see.
Oh, wait, that's base attack bonus.
A torch burns for 1 hour. All right.
Bam. Also,
Yeah.
Ashleen wanted to have a torch. She would have been carrying it when the boat capsized.
Eventually, you reach a landing of sorts. Off to your left, which is to the north for us.
Got one of these.
Nice. You get
Yeah, just use that.
an hour burning per pint of oil. Don't forget that. Off
If
to...
I have,
Yes?
yeah, I have oil.
Off to the north, as mentioned several times by this point, is a small altar. Upon it are the remains of wax, these large, glossy piles. A small bowl, which has been emptied. And on the wall is the great depiction of the being once more, its arms outstretched over the island you sit upon. Which is depicted as like a big line and then a hemisphere underneath. You know, exaggerated depiction of what the island looks like from the side.
Just out of respect, just give a quick prayer at the altar. In general, to whatever spirit controls this place.
Marvelous. You're going to have to roll me knowledge religion because you have no idea what you're really dealing with.
Don't anger the gods.
So you're kind of just figuring how do Rohan people usually handle like a swift prayer.
The sour.
It's enough.
It's different to what I
flesh.
It's enough to avoid offense, but you're quite certain that what you did wasn't going to impress anyone, unless it is your religion. Like
Almost
if this is
nothing.
actually what you believe in, then fun fact, you get it. But you're rake, so
Yeah, I'm different kind of animism. So the syntax is different.
I love. Okay, yeah, the rake, the most common religion. Although Rohan is like the third most populous one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Captain Goldfeather puts his hands in his side and kind of leaves it to you.
Let's
Alright.
keep going.
It seems to be closely observing you as to how you handle the situation. At
Kinda
least with
weird.
more attention than most people look at their hirelings when they send them off to step on traps.
So I assume that down there is where we came in.
No, that's where you're going. This little
Okay.
passage is where it came from. Off to the right, the whole thing fans out into an open area. There's a
Yeah, I
suspicious
remember
lack of
Skater was-
cobwebs.
Yeah, like I thought there would be cobwebs down here. Wait,
Captain Goldfeather just dismisses it with animals tend to use the first layer of dungeons. Probably bears and whatever crawl through here from time to time.
Rainy days, things come in here for shelter.
Do you feel as if this place is haunted to the nines and you would avoid it with your life? I'd feel fine.
It's probably a little haunted. Most ruins are.
You know, it's like a half ghost.
Yeah,
It's a demi-ghost.
30%
Yeah.
at worst.
He only works on weekdays.
4 days a week at most.
As you go down a set of stairs in this, what appears to be a large spiraling cylinder, except it's not round. Because up ahead there's another set of stairs going down. I imagine it's more like a gradual slope than a set of stairs. That's just for convenience purposes. Eventually it opens up to the left, into an archway. The top of the archway depicts a large, flowing, swirling, ocean-like pattern that goes all the way down. Within it is a small balcony, which is chipped and crumbling. Its armrests will soon reach Star Wars levels of non-existent. But for now, the ceiling is dotted with glistening feathers. A swarm of bats. They are idle and seem to ignore your light source for the time being.
that's concerning and weird, but probably okay.
It's a vampire.
They're all a vampire, just one.
Yeah, it's one guy. He's sleeping. That's how he rests.
Is there anything in there beyond just a swarm of bats? Or...
Well, there's a balcony. Like, there's a ledge that goes around, and you don't necessarily see what, it's beyond it.
Let's keep going. I don't want to deal with bats.
Yeah, probably best not to disturb the wildlife if we can avoid it. Because fighting a whole swarm of biting animals probably not the best idea.
They
I
drive
mean,
me batty.
They might ignore the light, but you're quite certain, now that you think about it, now that you give it a moment's pause, that if you put smoke under them, they'd probably be a little more agitated.
Yeah, let's not do that either.
Let's all go to the magic.
It spirals down further and further.
This thing just keeps going.
Off to the
Is it-
right are a series of tablets inscribed with texts.
Any language we recognize?
It's probably like a dialect of Common, since Rohan uses that. And additionally, there's like a translated in some other way more regional dialect. So you get both versions. It appears to mostly be prayers. They are written with a very specific, like haikus and like sonnets. It's a very specific pattern that it follows on each of these. Unfortunately, I'm not going to fart out fucking formatted poems for you, so
It's
Summaries.
an iambic pentameter. Go.
Summaries is all you get.
HaikuGenerator.com. Quick. save
Sorry,
me.
no, I wanna just like stop everything. I want you to generate all these poems for me. I want to hear them.
They
Each
do
one.
resemble sort of like the ebb and flow of the sea. They start out small, go up, and then quickly cascade down, then up and down.
I can't read any of them.
Yeah, because you can't read.
It'll really cost you 2 skill points to learn how to read, Claire.
I can read 7 languages, Claire.
How many can you
are
read?
are you holding your literacy over me?
Yeah. And myself, because I'm on Hope's shoulders. I'm high. I'm
Poor
big now.
Claire.
I'm big now. You're like the wiener dog on top of the counter.
She likes to be tall.
She does. She's used to flying.
Also,
But you can't have her.
is there any cobwebs? This place looks like it's been used a lot.
All right, you can give me a search or survival check. Claire.
Oh,
Sorry,
search is pretty bad too.
Tussle.
Alright, the name's Tussle. 2 coins.
Survival.
And there it is.
If you roll 1, you die.
I forgot how to
Okay,
breathe.
I guess Claire's just fucking dead now because she looked too close at the rocks.
Well, I decided to rub
Make
my
me a
face
new
against
character.
Dude, start
Right-
rolling.
it right now.
Make it where everyone can see it, Claire. Come on.
She rolled.
All right. You closely examine the floor. I need to look up tracking actually because that's what I'm looking for here. Trickety track. Break mother's back. Let's see. Every 3 creatures, size of the creature. Okay, that all makes sense. Every 24. Okay. I'm just looking for. Okay, so this shouldn't be too hard actually. You're within good lighting. Everything's fine. Every hour of rain since the chills. Man, that's so much here. All right. Taking a good look around, there does appear to be signs of movement. You try your best to figure out what the dust patterns say, but the most information you can discern is that bipedal and quadruped creatures move around here. But the patterns imply that they are quite slender in shape. Yet they still move with the strides of medium-sized creatures.
It's a cat.
Yeah, like okay, so a ferret walked through here is what you're telling
Ferrets are not medium-sized.
me.
Or bipedal most of the time.
Sharkbait, what are you doing?
I'm evolving, mother.
I have become a man.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Sables and martens and stuff can do that whole thing where they stand on their hind legs to kind of like look at things better. Ferrets can do that too, but they're not supposed to do that.
They will fall over.
So apparently they're just like it's not good for them. I don't know. Ferrets, the
Well.
babies of the weasel world.
From the sounds of things, it seems like bats aren't the only thing living down here.
You wouldn't smooch a ferret. Possible. When you reach the end of the hallway, the stairs keep curling downwards further. But there is also doors.
Oh.
There's a northern door and an eastern door. Both are made of wood, sturdy and thick. Never forget to listen at the doors. I promise I will not use the ear-burrowing monster that Gygax invented for door listeners.
God, I never forget he made that.
Why the what sick deranged animal like make that up?
Gygax.
That's like
The
a
sick deranged animal.
yeah that's like a primal fear thing of someone like sticking
Okay.
their ear to a door.
Okay, Claire. Okay, listen very closely. Look at that fucking ferret, man. Look at his little chubby butt.
I had to add that powerful ferret.
He's standing so
I-
politely.
Can't fucking take it how cute they look. Oh, my heart.
He looks like he knows he's cute too. Look at that face.
That's actually around the fluffiness that Sharkbait is at the moment. Except she's still like small.
She has
'cause
a mane. She is a queen.
she is.
All right, lady, baby in the front. What do you do?
Well, listen to the doors and see if there's any kind of movement or sound behind them.
I'm gonna also listen to the door because I'm on your shoulder.
Give me a listen check. It's rude to sit on people's shoulder without asking.
I did.
Yeah, she did ask.
It was
I
in
gave her
text on
permission.
the way here.
All right.
I hear jack shit.
We're both dumb as hell.
You're unfortunately distracted by the shuffling you hear behind you and the echo on the walls.
I like to imagine Hope can't hear because Aisling is accidentally putting her hands on her ears.
It just covers the ears up and leans forward. So what do you hear, Ashley? I hear 4 people. I think one of them's a bird. 2 of them are birds, actually.
I think one of them really likes bananas.
Bananas.
Oh, banana. I can't believe Rocco didn't LP on that game. The heck. Well,
But yeah, I don't hear anything.
you can take the... Oh, God, I thought I put in the stairs. Whoops.
I see stairs.
I forgot to put in the fucking stairs in my own dungeon.
Come back later. This game is not developed yet.
It's just a fucking... This is like a little...
This will
little
be in the
sign.
full version of the game. Your demo has expired.
Just-
Please support us on Kickstarter.
Okay, I put in the stairs. Should be good now.
Click
All right. What do? Do you want to open the doors or go down the stairs? That's really your choices. Or you can do whatever you want.
Well, should probably start with the doors and finish out this floor before we delve deeper.
I mean, it
Sorry,
is a spiral.
since I-
Technically, you can argue that there isn't really a floor to speak of.
Mm,
But that's being pedantic. I'll shut up now.
didn't hear anything. So, anyone have any preference, north
Oh.
or west?
Can you move me back up? I clicked the button by accident.
We can go north.
Okay, listen, Zala, you're oh yeah, you're in the dark now because you're okay. I can't help you there, Bucko.
Oh, I'm fucked.
No, I just have to do this.
Sorry, roll up a new character.
Please be
and,
more careful about
She's
holding
She's
down.
forever.
we just see Aisling get consumed by the darkness.
Be
Well,
more,
Scottish noises of distress.
be more
appear
careful
inside.
rolling down the
Irish.
stairs next time.
Irish.
All right, any preferences on which way?
North.
North.
All right.
Norse.
Oh, why did that zoom in so much?
Why did it
Yeah.
zoom in?
That was dramatic.
Yeah.
What the Okay, not doing that again.
Oh.
You slide the door open. Well, push it open. It doesn't like actually slide like a Japanese door does.
Shame.
All Japanese doors are sliding doors. They are not allowed to build hinges.
Totally.
See, hinges were used to make the nuclear bombs. Or I guess the bomb chutes would have them, actually. But that feels too much like a stretch on the point is, actually, now that I think about it, what door would be more effective against an earthquake? A hinged door or a sliding door?
A bead curtain.
Either one would probably have a lock.
For some reason, my brain took like a minute to figure out that, yeah, you can probably use the same locking mechanism for a sliding door. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, just poke it to the wall.
Look, yeah. All right, you push the door open. It doesn't slide, but does slide across the ground. Semantics. Ahead of you, you see a figure dressed in a mixture of robes and links of rusty chain. They are bent over in front of a small sort of altar. The candles have long since extinguished, but it still seems to hold some reverence for the rock.
Hello, sir, or ma'am. I wasn't aware anyone else was down here.
As you speak, the figure begins to rise from its place. As it does, the chains on robes make way. They are tattered, and not just rusty, but there are holes in many places, and the bottom of the robe looks as if it has scraped across the ground for 1,000 years. Webs loosen from its form. When it turns, or even before it turns, you can make out that it is nothing but bones. No flesh to conceal its skeleton.
Oh, that's probably not good.
Its
I think it's dead.
Its eye sockets are empty, and depending on how you hold your torch, no light reaches the end of it either. Its mouth hangs open as if in a silent scream, and it moves towards you.
We close the door.
As a paladin,
Close the door, close the door.
I would like to remind you that as a paladin, you do have the power to smell evil. Or is that a later thing? I don't know.
Let me open Paladin. I just was actually looking at.
Yeah, you do get
Detect
the
evil
thing.
is an ability you have.
You can do that one for free. Like, just constantly I want to know what you smell like.
Oh, sniff it. What does it tell you?
I mean, in 5e, they literally describe it as such because they fucked it all up by being idiots, but hey.
Yeah, it probably stinks of evil. I'm gonna have to guess.
Its
don't have to get
form is a
specific.
corrupted perversion of life. There are places where people have like animate construct undead servants, and it's like, okay, I guess that's your religion. I'm supposed to take that, but they don't smell like this. Those are like lawful neutral undead. These are the I died horribly, and now my evil essence is clinging to my body in hopes of killing someone. What do you do confronted with this creature? What does everyone else do? Because presumably you can tell that Hope is like off balance by this event.
Well, and also I'm like, it's a dead guy. It's a dead guy.
Your voice echoes through the halls, as if quietly mocking you for your loudness.
Since we're in tight quarters, I draw my swords, but like, I'm not sure what I can do.
Probably
And I
just
hop off the
seeing-
shoulders.
Seeing this thing like turn around, probably just shield up and take a step back.
Excellent.
2 coins.
I think that since
Stick.
at this point it's inevitable, we'll go for it.
Wields my stick.
Oh gosh, I had everyone selected. Whoops, almost moved everyone at once.
Oh no!
We all just disappear.
This creature isn't quite going to act yet. Kya, you
Yeah.
see the dead yet animate body.
And I don't know if anything else is in there.
I mean, all you see is him, although you probably hear like the distant rustle of another set of armor and the clackety clack of bones dancing on the ground.
This is not ideal. I guess I'm gonna run in.
Probably
Before
a bad
you
plan.
before you even get to make that move, you feel
What?
a hand grab you by the collar. It's Goldfeather, who politely reminds you not to run into a fucking room you haven't checked yet.
Yeah, why would
That's
you run in?
that's fair. I was just in battle mode.
They
Not in
also
smart
politely
mode.
tell you that
Hey.
if you wait until they come out, you got a bottleneck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much Captain Goldfeather's turn, technically.
I'd probably
Toozle,
just wait, hold my turn.
I'd step forward.
Too
Like
soon.
5 feet.
Yeah, because
Uh.
if they come through and stand there, we can all clobber them.
You watch as good old Hope like put up their shield and they step back and they ready themselves.
No, yeah, I'm just gonna delay my turn instead of moving forward.
Okay. Okay. Well, I know that Hope is probably going to be waiting too.
Yeah.
Because Dizzy's got a good head on their shoulders. I don't know about the neck, but I know the head's got it.
I got 2 heads on my shoulders, counting Aisling.
Well, I jumped off.
Actually, no, my double heads. How's my Demogorgon cosplay supposed to work now? When the skeleton has risen to its feet completely, its hands are like, you know how old people have their hands like upper arms down, lower arms forward, like that half zombie. It's like that. It steps forward and then suddenly it becomes this aggressive lunge with its claws pointed outwards. At most, you hear the show come out of its mouth.
Yeah, that kind of like rattly wheeze.
Anyway, you were preparing something. What was it? You were ready. So.
Oh wait, instead of holding my turn again, I'll allow us to move forward. But
I was just gonna like bash him with my shield.
So if anyone is interrupting him,
balance.
please interrupt him, because once all interruptions are taken care of, then we can see if he actually hits someone.
Claire?
I mean,
wow, the darkness is gone.
my eyes are gone.
Hope, why did you eat your torch?
I didn't click anything.
Okay, I'm very confused why it decided that you no longer deserve a torch.
Maybe it ran out.
But
A minute.
I mean, I was basically outside the door, waiting for us. If I could interrupt by, like,
Oh, I see. It requires that you have the thing equipped. Okay.
that's a little weird.
Who's got the torch equipped then? Because that does take a hand.
I'll hold the
Didn't Kia have
torch.
did
It makes
Kia
sense
have
that
the
I had it
lantern?
because I was on the shoulder anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me a minute. I'm going to throw one into your inventory. In the
And plus, I
meantime,
can
Hope, you
have my
can
open hand.
definitely roll me an attack roll.
The shield doesn't have an attack, but I'll just roll the scimitar. That's the
Actually,
same deal.
yeah, technically you can set up the shield to have an attack, but here we go. Aisling now has a torch.
Yeah, how do I use it?
Holy shit.
Okay.
And oh wait, yeah.
Shoulder check them as they
Okay,
come
that is a
through
20,
room.
so even with the crit, I thought, oh, maybe it was the expanded crit range. Now you just slam your shield into him.
Fight back, boy! Fight back!
I'm gonna check your strength score real fast. Yeah, your strength score is good enough that I think you crush him no matter what your die is, so. He charges forward, you plant your shield and slam into him. The old bones turn to powder and dust, and the remaining armor and segments just clatter on the ground.
Goldfeather starts sweating for some reason.
Aisling, I thought I had updated your token, but apparently I am the fool.
Well, I guess.
Well, that worked.
I guess
I'm
undead
a
should
just
not cross the paladin.
move over here. I'm gonna have my short sword in one hand, and I'm gonna keep the torch so everyone can see. And I'm not gonna rush in there because that sounds like a bad plan.
Yeah,
There's
still
one.
movement.
There's one more skeleton.
Hey, look, a
Crawls
skeleton.
his way outwards. The first thing Hope sees is its bony hands claw around the corner before it pulls itself forward, mimicking this facsimile of life. Anyway,
Alright.
I think someone else here had a club ready.
Yeah, I have my big stick.
Well, then use it. Show me some big
Okay.
stick diplomacy.
Big stick diplomacy. Here we go.
You might be
Attack
mindless, but everyone
do I-
understands this version of
You got to hit
diplomacy.
the sword icon, by the way.
Or you can
Oh.
right-click your token and then use the button below your
Oh,
hit
yeah.
points.
Yeah, it's different in this version. You haven't played the 3.5 modules of this yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the I see the button.
Oh, I
Okay,
didn't know
yeah.
that was available.
Guys, swing, and I
Or
and
not.
I disappear from reality.
The other half of the spectrum.
Cicada, what do you think you can contribute to this fight? As the
I'm
skeleton
a little-
begins to reach for Hope's shield over the bones of his old friend.
I'm a little startled because Takeda has not seen real combat before, but I'm going to remember the one incantation my grandmother taught me and cast Disrupt Undead on
Handsome.
this fella.
Range touch attack, please.
Grandma spent a lot of times in graveyards.
You know what they say, it's not a good broth unless the bones are clean. That means purging the undead too.
How do I roll for that?
You can go to your combat tab and click ranged under your attack bonuses.
I'm gonna be right back.
Handsome.
Oh, okay, so just range.
Yeah, it works too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does have a touch AC higher than that.
Oh, okay.
You suddenly hear a yap yap, bark bark. A quadrupedal animal begins skittering between your legs. It basically provokes attacks for opportunity as it just scurries between your legs, yelling and biting and barking.
So I can hit it with my club.
Yes. That is separate from your ready to attack.
Hell
And
yeah,
hope.
dude. I'm gonna swing my.
Curse.
I'm
Okay.
going to sit on my hands. Apparently,
Never drink and fight at the same time.
I'm telling. If I drink, do I get higher attack bonus? Like,
You can't get
dang.
lower.
It's,
Well, don't worry. I rolled for.
Okay, we're suddenly getting a rush of ones.
A 20 and then 3 ones.
Anyway, the dog has spent most of its actions getting there, so it's also Kya.
Yay, I'm back.
Back.
Shred him.
Also, that's 4 ones so far.
3 in a row.
Yeah,
Hey, I got a 20. It balances out.
Wow. And a 5.
Wow.
Okay, I won't kill this wolf then.
Yeah, I'll just chill. Hey, I'm hanging out, guys.
Go ahead, Claire. Do
Right.
it
Anyways,
again.
all right. So I see a skeleton. Why am I aiming at myself? It looks like. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And
How
I
do you
swing
have
my
a
club.
-2 to attack?
Wait, do I?
Chaos specifically, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not a 1.
Yeah, how do you have a -2 in your attack roll?
Is that because you're
Uh,
2 weapon fighting?
Yeah, 2 weapon fighting.
And no weapon
Ah.
finesse.
Oh, yeah.
Level 1 babies.
The irony is, Bella.
Yeah.
You technically would have had a higher bonus if you took weapon finesse.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you'd be
You-
using your dex.
So
Yeah, you might want to switch those out.
can I just explain why that is, so that Bella understands what the math is? 2 weapon fighting reduces the penalties by 2, but weapon finesse would increase your accuracy by 3. And you don't need 2 weapon fighting to fight. It just takes the -4 penalty if you're using lights and takes it up to -2. So anyway, 2 coins hits it, and of course a great club. What else is gonna do except huge damage? Ugh. It's being all picky about it.
Oh wait, I
Oh,
couldn't get it because I don't have a +1. So BAB.
Where's the button I'm looking for? Oh, there is no button. Okay, well, we'll just do this then.
What's the apply button? Do I apply it?
No, I do it for you. There you go. He's gone. The skeleton crumples under the might of your club. Hope, there's a dog behind you, and it's
Power
nipping
of
at your
dog.
heels.
I'm just gonna bash it over the head with my shield.
Just grab the shield and huck it on its head.
Captain America, this.
Unfortunately, this
You know,
dog's a bit more slick and smooth than the skeletons are.
Since stabbing bones is a great way to ruin your sword.
Hey, not bad.
Oh man, that's actually a really good solid blow. Oh, wait. Oh no, excuse me. It's missing the 5 because you're technically not subject to the fact that it's hard to cut or stab skeletons. They're both heavily reliant on flesh.
Yeah.
You slam into the skeletal creature in front of you. While it seems to suffer cracks and bricks, whatever energy animates it still remains strong, loyal even in death. Aisling.
Okay. What can you do?
You could pick
Because
up a
I'm gonna
bone and
look at it.
clock it on the head with that.
I could. What would be my negatives for doing that?
I don't know. Bone's probably just like a club.
I'm a bone it. I'll just use my short sword roll then.
Plonk. It's a miss though.
This wolf, man.
I mean, it's a fast little skeleton. He's got the moves, baby.
It's like Jagger.
Cicada, you are currently directly adjacent to a snarling, yapping dog. Not the best place to cast spells. Perhaps you may wish to take a 5-foot step away from this thing.
That does not provoke attacks of
No.
opportunity, right?
That is the magic of the 5-foot step, but you cannot move otherwise after doing so.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a 5-foot step, and I'll
And
do
glide.
another disrupt undead.
And slide to the right.
Unfortunately, all of your allies provide cover for this creature. They create a big chaotic mess where you have to time and aim carefully.
Oh, okay.
But you can still try if you want to spend your slots on this.
Yeah, it's
Sure,
just
why
a
not?
Small.
Oh, that's a hit.
I mean, it's also level 0, so it's not a slot thing.
I mean, that hits
Okay.
even with the penalty.
So
Pew.
that takes 6 damage.
Ooh,
Nice damage roll.
it's gonna take a little more to bring it down though. It crackles and shimmers with conflicting and contradicting energies and cracks from which it flows. But it's still animate. It's still moving.
Shouldn't Goldfeather?
Oh, Goldfeather's leaving it all to you.
Yeah, he's judging us, and he is not impressed.
I mean, it's like a skeleton dog. He could probably just kick it and make it go away at this point. But like, hey,
Why get his boots dirty?
why get my? Have you seen these boots? Do you know how expensive these boots are?
Genuine ostrich.
Okay, let's take a look. Hope's AC
That's
is
just
not
confusing.
12, so they're fine. Hope, it jumps and bites and snarls at you. Kya,
I'm not even sure how it does this.
Kya.
I'm going again.
I would like to point out you literally cannot damage it with your short swords because it only does a one. Actually, 1d6 means that if you get a 6, you destroy it. So go for it.
Wait, it has damage resistance like 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
my
Yeah, to all
skeleton's
things but bludgeoning.
yeah, because
Oh.
it doesn't have any meat. There's nothing to
Just,
bleed.
just
Uh,
kick it.
Actually, yeah, kick it. Just like, literally kick it.
You can also just use the blunt end of your short sword. It has a pommel.
Yeah.
I think you take like
it's-
what -2 to do that.
They call it a skull cracker for a reason.
Right,
Your
sounds like-
motherfucking
it's a-
life ends 30 minutes from now. What?
Yeah, that's just 2 coins standing with the mole by the door.
Yeah, I'm like,
Nope.
You got one more, baby.
Then, cause I just did with the one. But yeah, I'll do it with the other one. This one's also -2. Then.
oh,
At
Wow.
least you're
Well-
consistent.
Yeah, we've been very consistent on the numbers today.
Tuso. Help!
right. I kind of slide past the ferret pretty easy, and I slide.
I made room for you.
You can make it
Yeah.
there, Claire. Like that's the distance isn't the problem. However, you've
Alright.
got a yapping dog that's in this animated flurry of snaps.
Yeah, this dog, I don't really care much for it. I'm
You
gonna
Couple
just.
zoomies.
You take a little ouchie as it bites you.
I'm
in the
just
foot.
gonna.
It's too fast, too smooth for your club to hit it.
God dang it, dude!
Hope.
Just hit the dang dog.
This dog is going to kill all of you at this rate.
very, very slowly.
They took 2 hit
I mean,
points
has
off
it-
of your barbarian.
Oh no. It doesn't. The barbarian doesn't have the hit points to spare.
At most, there's like a big scratch mark on their leg.
Alright, one more shield bash.
Die, foul beast!
Stop being so good at this.
Crash.
I'm a paladin. This is what
Wait,
I
what?
do.
Oh, it's being difficult again. All right. It's cracked and destroyed.
Yay! That's the most awkward fight I've ever seen.
No, that's
That
how
was
most of the fights go.
especially at level 1.
Ba 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 ba. Especially.
Which
No,
one did-
why is it being so difficult? Just apply dead. Don't complain. All right, end combat. Yes. And then I would like to apply experience.
I think
Only
you did
target.
pretty well for a team that have never fought together before.
Okay, and then I do this, and then it automatically calculates. Everyone gets. I'm not telling you yet,
Wow.
but you sure got an amount.
500,000
Love 'em.
experience.
We got to level 20.
Somehow
yeah.
they were filled with so many experience points.
That was
mean,
a good
that dog-
campaign.
That dog's pretty powerful. Also, hey, the room might be empty now.
Yeah, we should probably rummage around.
The
in there and
sound
see if
dies
there's-
down, and after a moment of careful consideration, you decide that whatever dangers there are, none are coming for you.
I sort of got. I walk through these doors and there's literally 2 skeletons doing the same thing I was doing on each either side, with like
They'd be
clubs.
very smart skellies.
God dang it, Claire.
By the way, I'm going with you. I have the torch.
Here, torch, come here.
I'm gonna flip on over.
Well, I don't see any skeletons. I did not instantly get, ganked by 2 door skeletons.
We're not dead.
Is no one going to put a bandage on Toothl's leg?
Not
Yeah,
really.
We
Oh.
all, why would we have bandages?
Hey, help. You want to open the door?
Sure.
Anyway, in the brief moment you were in that room, Aisling, there are, again, these little altars, but unlike the others, they look more like heaps of stones that are made to resemble them.
Very crude.
Very crude compared to the rest, which is a bit more polished in nature.
If I had to make a guess, I would say these skeletons were, like, at some point in the fact that they've been here, like, trying to mimic what they were doing when they were alive. They knew they worshipped something, and they were constructing altars to make a facsimile of what they vaguely remembered.
Anyway, if I was an asshole, I would have you roll a spot check and then go, ho ho ho, you didn't notice it. But in the room, you do tell that in front of these small altars are these heaps of dusty objects.
Ooh, actually, then I'm. The fairy is very curious. She's getting them.
When the
She
captain,
loves objects.
when the captain sees you going for the, oh god dang it, I'm gonna give the captain a light source to work with.
Fortunately, I have
Okay,
dark vision, so I can slightly avoid these problems.
Okay, we gotta follow this fairy now.
There are these heaps of coins. All right. I think does this have that
Other.
loot sheet? It doesn't have a loot sheet. Oh wait, I have a module for that. Have I turned on my modules on this? Yes.
Well, everyone else is.
I do have a loot sheet NPC. What's up?
Some short.
The fairy
prayers on
narrows her
stuff.
eyes at it. It's money.
What's hope
It's
to win?
cold hard cash. Okay, I downloaded a loot sheet NPC, but it doesn't work. Great.
It just said I had no permission to do something, but I didn't
Same.
do anything.
Yeah, it's cause Sappher was doing something, I think.
I don't know why it doesn't work. I downloaded something for this. Oh, it's because I made a character by. I'm smart. Please admire my brilliant wits.
I do.
Be in awe of my ability to make the simplest of mistakes.
We all live that life.
Honk honk. Here's a loot sheet you can put your garbage into. Please add to your garbage the following bits of garbage.
I love garbage.
First, you manage to recover. Oh. The piles are bigger than expected. You may pour into your pockets 1,000 pieces of silver,
Ooh.
which is like 100 gold.
All of us?
Yeah. Just put it in the loot heap and don't worry about the details.
Okay.
You're pirates,
Least I
you
have more
usually
money.
get on boats, so I'm not
Yeah,
going to
that's
have you
fair.
sit on your loot. Hell, even if you're like doing a thing, you can eventually just call in your whole crew to like, hey, want to come pick up the treasure?
Yeah, I'll add it.
We'll
be
pick up
the,
the treasure.
You want to get yourself some treasure, bugaboo?
I'll be the quartermaster who adds all the loot to the loot thing.
It was 1,000, not 100.
It's 100 gold.
Oh, 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1,000 silver. Okay.
You guys notice that when it's money, the fairy is suddenly immeasurably disappointed and just walks off.
But yes. In addition, in this
Awesome.
room, there's an open doorway to the west which leads to a stairway going down further.
Oh,
Well, what do you
Uh,
wish to do?
We should pursue that staircase, I believe.
Captain
Well, I think we should
Goldfeather
check this.
is going to take this moment to politely remind you that if you were ever part of a pirate crew, you would unfortunately be subject to the rule of shares. But, you know, he hasn't hired you yet, which he appears to say with this kind of snarky, like, I haven't hired you yet. Wink! So, take what you want.
What's
This
the
is a
rule of
performance.
shares?
Ah, yes. Every crewman is entitled. I know that everyone thinks that, oh, when you run the boat, you get all the money, but trust me, once you're out in the ocean, it's all about democracy, because 3 people can throw 1 man overboard easier than 1 man can throw 3 people overboard.
yeah.
What's
So I love.
democracy?
Democracy is when many people agree on things instead of yelling at each other, I have the stick and I get to say. But it works as follows. I, the captain, receive 3. The purser, 2.5. The mystic, aka or magic boy who contacts faraway people or whatever he does. Usually just sits in his room now that I think about it. 2 shares. First mate 2 shares, quartermaster 2 shares, cook 2 shares, bosun 2 shares, surgeon 2 shares. Esteemed crew who have either proven themselves in the form of combat or otherwise, or the people who are mad enough to take top men in the middle of a storm. 1.5 shares, crew 1 share, new crew half a share, and of course, incidental crew, aka the passengers have done something good, a half share as well. So
Those are
normally,
numbers.
this 1,000 gold silver would be what, like 10 for you? Just so you know.
How big is your crew?
Actually, I haven't thought about that one yet. But
Well,
Okay.
it's me and that guy outside.
I forgot. I knew I forgot something, and it was checking a storm rack to see like what a decent ship would be like.
We'll figure that out later. GM hand waving.
It's
He
actually.
tells me, and I'm very interested in that result. But otherwise,
I imagine his
I
vessel
fig-
isn't that big, but it's still decent. What's a galleon? According to this, a galley is 300. Holy crap, that's a big boat. People forget
Yeah,
that
it's
boats
like
had lots of people on it.
galleys are like warships, except the Navy has.
What would a traditional pirate ship be in terms of vessel?
Oh, maybe just a sailing ship.
Well,
Well,
a galley wouldn't be very big. A galleon is the big one.
Well, in a
Yeah.
fantasy RPG, a ship is only piloted usually by 4 people.
Let's see. A
Yeah, that would
caravel.
probably be like sloop.
A caravel, also known as a sailing ship, apparently has a complement of about 30, or 7 at the minimum as a skeleton crew. So that is excluding, of course, the captain and all these supplementary members. So yes. How much would that be? Okay, so that's like 10-ish shares. Let's say that there's about 50 shares to go around.
Huh.
Probably not full complement, but yeah. Basically everything goes divided by 50 when you join the crew formally. However, the captain takes out a little nail thing and starts clipping out his nails. Well, scrubbing them out because it's dirty around here. Now,
Oh, should we do the other door before we go on?
Probably
Yeah.
smart.
Probably yes.
Right. I'll like just run back down. Da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
I'll wait for others to form up before I open it.
Also, I'm putting away my swords and pulling out my crowbar because
Nope. Sorry.
this room appears to have been cleaned out. The walls, and specifically the ceiling, are covered in a black soot. Cobwebs fill the corners. The only thing that remains are 2 vague shapes of what might have been altars at some point.
Looks like fire beat us to this.
Shame.
Well, not a lot we can.
I'm
with the
gonna
room.
flitter my way over to the shape that was an altar, and I'm gonna take like 20 seconds to press to digitate to clean it to see if there's anything remaining. Because I could do a 1-foot cube every about 6 seconds.
Let me see if there's anything here for you to find by doing all this. Abracadabra. Swoosh. Abracazoo. How much can you clean again?
1 foot cube every standard action.
You can
Cool.
maintain this. Whatever. You can probably just. Woof. You sweep off the dust and the fallen soot. And revealing before your eyes is an interesting detail because as you sweep it aside, you hear a little cling cling, and you see something glitter in the corner of your vision.
Zipping on over to look at that. Get my peepers full of it.
Wait, what the heck? Why am I stuck?
On the floor, now dusty once
The
more.
door's closed, I think.
Yeah, one of you dummies decided to run into the door on the way in.
Oh
Closing.
my god. I can't. I'm trapped. Help.
I'm stuck in the door.
I'm stuck in a liminal state between life and death.
Door stuck. Door stuck. Door stuck.
Making
Marvelous.
Half-Life collision sounds.
Thump, 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 thump,
Gmod
thump,
rag
You
doll
pick off the
open.
ground, Aisling, 2 small bluish discs. They are transparent in nature.
Oh man, is that a Limp Bizkit CD?
No, it's
Oh, man,
concave.
sick.
They're concave.
Can I try to inspect them and see if I would know what they are in a possible way?
See which Limp Bizkit album this is from.
Peeking through them. Well, they have this watery pattern, but the closer they get to your eye, the more that pattern fades from existence.
I want to look
Fancy.
close.
Well, you're looking
Good
as close
time.
as you can without just jamming it on your eye, so...
Contact lenses.
They're still a little dusty. You sure you want to put dusty lenses in your eye?
I just cleaned it before that.
Yeah, you swept the altar clean, which causes your magic to push it off, so it fell into the dust you just cleaned off.
But now I magic them clean.
Going through those cantrips like hot biscuits. Whoosh.
Wait, how many of those do I get?
You press the contact lenses onto your eyes.
Oh god, they actually are.
They fit snugly. Let's see. The lenses meld into your face specifically, and your eyes, as a result, have taken on the pattern that they had. So they're now this watery bluish instead of the normal
But
iris.
Oh, so
Bit.
there's cosmetic.
You sure that's a smart idea?
They haven't invented germ theory yet. It's fine. It's not gonna get.
Did they do anything else?
They might have an activation if they are a magic item. Otherwise, that's what they do.
I'm gonna pop them off. And is there any way I could try to use like Arcana to figure out if what they do?
It's more like, well, knowledge arcana is more like theoretical magics. Spellcraft and use magic device are used for the practical, and I'm just fucking around versions of magic.
Well, I do have spellcraft.
Well, craft that spell.
I got 5 in that.
door.
You can always give it a go. Never hurts. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm just gonna give it to you. These are lenses of bright vision. I will throw them into your loot garbage heap. Basically, a few times a day you can turn them on and they turn to little flashlights.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh.
cool.
I don't like
that.
that 3.5 doesn't post shit. It just goes, here's the lens of bright vision. Like, no. Oh, you have to click it to open it. It's just collapsed. Okay, gotcha. I'm dumb. I didn't know it worked like that because nothing indicates that this is a collapsed version of the... Good job. Anyway, they're lenses. You can put them in your eyes. You can turn them on once a day for a little while, for 10 minutes, during which you got headlights.
Sick. Also, works 3 times a day, it says.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pocket those. It's magic. I'm gonna study it later.
Delightful.
That seems to be all.
Can I click
Probably
all of you
uncover up here. We
collectively
need to head down.
and do that? No, I can't. Oh, I can. Oh, that's cool. Can I just... Ooh, that's cool. Yeah.
Fun with buttons.
While you were in that room, and I know you were in that
Yeah.
room, you
Oh,
can't lie to
okay.
me.
I'll go back.
While you were in that room, the fire, the smoky wisps, the bleeding and weeping trails of the walls, there's an interruption in them.
Oh.
Because of how I imagine fire and smoke interacts with drafts, there is a distinct sort of door-like shape on the south wall. It's
Oh.
distinct once you notice it, but otherwise you would probably just kind of glance over it.
I'm out approach.
Speak, friend.
You stand in
You know?
front of it. Well, it's like someone painted a doorway cartoonishly onto the wall, but with fire.
Blimey, there's a bloody door here.
Wile E. Coyote said.
I went. I tried to do the 2 points.
God blimey, mate, there's a door here.
Oi. Oi,
Governor?
Scott. Think she's taking
Five-
the piss, eh?
Hey, Governor, may I have some more, please?
5
Accent.
girls. And
2 right.
5 girls and 0 good accents between them.
All right, Kia. What do you want to do with the doorway? Do you want to hug it?
I'm just gonna check for mechanisms. If I can just push it
Well,
or pull.
here's the fun thing. If you say you push it, and whatever happens as a result that I push is whatever happens as a result that I push.
Alright.
If you say I'm going to
Then
look
I'll
for
pull.
mechanisms, you might be subject to the whims of a die roll. But you press your
Oh.
hand against the section of wall that looks conspicuous. Effort has been made to make it so that, like, if you brush the soot aside, you're pretty sure the tiling would match up quite tightly. It's only because of how the draft interacts that these strips of soot have formed. So when you push, it buckles a bit. It also grinds and squeaks, but mostly it buckles. Sort of like there is a door here, and perhaps at some point it would have been a perfect fit, but now it's like loose.
So there might be a mechanism.
It doesn't open though, but
Yeah.
this is what prying bars are for. If you need a hint.
The one that you
I have
have right now
Yeah,
in your hand.
I have. Yeah, I was just yeah. I'll
You
just
bought a
put my
Kia
crowbar.
bar.
Actually, I'll hand my crowbar to Hope since she's up here. Just
Oh wait, why am I out here? I'm still with Hope. I'm always with Hope.
Hope, how
Hope
do
is
you want
my
to do this? You could take 10 or 20 and give it like a real good go.
Well, we're in no rush, really. I don't think.
Handsome.
Tension pool die has been added to pool. How'd
You
say that?
that's because time passes. That has nothing to do with what
Yeah.
you're doing. Like if you take a particularly risky action, you might cause some noise and cause some trouble. But Hope, you press it in. Put the stone door snaps off of its hinges because you put it on the wrong side, but it opened.
Oh,
So who cares?
oops.
The reason it popped off is because the last few non-rusted screws have collapsed and surrendered. So you kind of pull the door out or push it aside. It's whatever you want. There's a stairway which descends into the bowels of this world.
I
It's-
trust it.
It's also dusty, and there's like no signs that anyone has been down there in forever.
I mean, that's a good sign. I say we take this one over the other 2 staircases.
I trust it.
Yeah.
can I have my crowbar back?
Oh yeah.
You never know in case Kia needs to Gordon Freeman something.
Might run into some head grabs.
Hey, Kia, I just want to ask you a question. Why didn't you use the crowbar as a weapon? Because, crowbar makes a decent club.
Yeah, I have my swords drawn though, so yeah, I'd have to put away my swords and then pull out the.
I would have to put my sword away. How am I gonna do that?
Wait, do you guys need me up there so you can see the stairs?
No, Captain Goldfeather has a light source just for this reason.
Okay.
Yeah, they gave Cap.
Because I went down already just to get downstairs as we're going.
Captain Goldfeather will
makes
stay
sense.
up here until you're all down there or are confident in going down there. He'll stay behind. Aisling, as you descend down into the bowels of the earth, you are confronted with a pillar in the center of a small octagonal chamber. Well, it's octagonal. Technically speaking, there's doors in all the corners, and there's like a section missing. I forgot to put the doors in, but it doesn't really matter for this room anyway, so... Well, you'll find out as you keep moving. And if you don't get moving, I will use the Toad voice and say, "Get moving!"
Go,
I just
rats,
gave a
I'm
gift
behind
for what's
you.
going on.
I'm waiting for you, Claire.
Come.
God dang it, Claire, you're the barbarian.
Yeah, you should be in front. I'm not stepping head of the.
Where's your lack of
barbarian.
patience? Where's your joie de vivre? Are
Hey,
you a
you're-
barbarian or
You're
a bon
also-
vivant?
Oh wait, no, it's the hangover.
All right, now I'm in the front where I'm supposed to be.
Baby in the
In the
front or
pillar.
baby in the back? She's also clipped into the pillar because apparently that's how she lives.
She's a Bethesda main character.
Aisling watches an absolute Irish horror as 2Coins T poses and clips into the pillar.
Welcome
God,
to
you
the
are a
Octagon.
Bethesda. Yeah,
Oh.
welcome to the
Gmod thudding
Octagon.
noise.
Those
bitches.
fucking contacts, holy shit. That's great. That's so good. All right. You're in a room with 3 doors leading to each direction. All of them are slightly off of their hinges. As in, they would probably open with the greatest of ease. I see that 2 souls next to a door. Would you like to open it?
I will open this door.
You are confronted with a coffin. Like a person
will-
coffin.
Shut this door.
The coffin was open and empty, by the way.
Oh, all right. Never
You
mind.
open the door anew. Testing those hinges, I guess.
See, this is where the vampire sleeps when he's tired from sleeping on the ceiling.
Yeah, when they have 0 HP, they go back to the coffin.
Yeah, other times they just turn to bats and go to sleep on the ceiling. That's how vampires work. Yes.
That makes
Aisling,
sense.
the one that you opened does contain a coffin, but it has been placed aside, allowing you to peer forwards into what appears to be a hidden door.
Ooh. I'm gonna tap Hope. Be like, let's go look at the door.
Right?
Are you steering the paladin?
Yes. Don't
Make a
worry, I'll be
ride
able to
check.
float. I'll be able to hover eventually. I'm try to look at this door.
What is with that old man gift?
That's what 2 coins was doing.
Yeah.
Hey, Goldfeather, I know you're
Pathing
staying behind,
is-
but you gotta keep up.
Yeah, come on, Captain.
Door. Alright, so you want to interact with the western door, beyond the coffined room.
Yes.
What do you do with it?
I wanna put my hands on it and push a little bit.
Ooh, getting sensual. Alright, roll me
Yes, I'm
charisma
going
to
to
see how much
massage
you
it.
seduce the door.
Okay, I'm actually rolling. Give me a second. I'm good at charisma.
Depending on whatever or not you are actually genuine with your affection or not, you may roll diplomacy or bluff. You know, it's an old, weathered, and worn door. It has not felt the touch of living meat in so long.
Also, my diplomacy and bluff are the same.
The way that the secret door works is there's a little latch. You can easily just go click, click, and then open it up if you want to. So, you
I do.
press it open. And you are confronted with, again, the sight of Skelemen in prayer in front
Dang
of
it.
shrines. This room has a carpet on one end, which divides this room.
The door is now married to me.
God dang it. I guess that means you get +2 AC from marriage. A thing that's been in D&D memes of recent is like, oh, the ceremony gives you +2 AC. What if you divorce or kill the other person and then resurrect them? It's like, great. I'm
That
sure
sounds like a.
the gods
is-
love this.
That actually sounds like a drow ritual. Like like a drow matrix marries a bunch of husbands for the AC bonus and then just kills them off in the name
I mean,
of love.
it does say till death do us part.
So once death happens, the contract is broken and we can just make it again, right?
Yeah, you resurrect him and just marry again.
I gotta say, getting killed once a year isn't very romantic.
You know what is romantic? A +2 AC bonus.
That's what gets me up in the morning.
Oh my God.
All right, Aisling, you're peering at these creatures. They will presumably pick up on your light source if you get too frisky with it. But for now, I'm assuming you're just peeking. What do you make with this?
Yep. Hey, Hope.
Yo,
Shield bash.
Commanding and steering the paladin.
Yeah.
ah,
Go, Raticate!
Way more useful than eradicate.
Did Goldfeather just jump into a coffin?
No, he's
Yep.
just checking out the room.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he
Taking a nap.
idly adds some commentary to your situation. Why don't you just pick up something to hit them with? Throw a brick or something. I don't know.
Actually, I'm gonna hand the torch off to the
Toozle
paladin for a moment.
picks up the coffin.
Got
And
it.
yeah, is there like a rock on the ground?
Well, the walls seem to be made out of sculpted stone. There's probably like bits of debris everywhere.
Is like something big enough I could just like smack him with?
As a stone, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna hand the torch. I'm gonna flutter my wings over here. I'm gonna just like hit it with a rock before
Okay,
it starts
so-
being active.
So, Aisling just flies off into the room. I don't know how everyone else feels about that.
That's kind of
I figure hope
chest hit
follows.
everyone.
Let's hope these skeletons aren't armed with
Well,
fly swatters.
I technically haven't made them active yet, so I guess you get a surprise attack. You make a one-action charge and you hit him in the head. Give him the goods.
Actually, even better, I can end up here because I have.
Certainly. Go ahead. You enter into a room filled with pillars, and indeed, remember, there is the tapestry, made of blue and light blue. Patterns of waves, once more. And perhaps, oh man. Oh god, this thing just says rolls initiative, and it's not like an actual roll, it's just like, yeah, you roll initiative, don't worry about it. You know what the numbers are.
Oh,
Ah,
7 is enough to instantly destroy it, so I guess you brain him. Okay, it's being rude again. No, minus... Why is it being... Oh, it's because you're out of your sneak attack. Ah, whatever. I'll let it slide this time.
I mean,
Actually-
it is technically a sneak attack.
Actually, the
Yeah,
sneak...
it's not moving.
It's fine. Yeah, but, 3.5. You can't sneak attack undead. As long as they don't have, like,
What?
obvious vitals or something. And you might still put the skull... It's not, you don't need a skull. The skeletons who could throw their skulls or lose their skulls, but he's dead. Point. Out of here. Get out of here, skeleton. Be gone, evil skeleton.
Gets deleted.
I can't believe I just got yeeted by my own wife. I guess that's
Man, that
why.
one's so materialistic. Such a diva.
Stop being alive. God damn it. This one
I don't think you
rises to its feet, which means it rises, well, effectively, it provokes attack of opportunity because it's getting up. Its guard isn't exactly up at the fullest. And since Hope is apparently standing directly adjacent,
Yeah, I would have followed Iceling, but probably not as rushed in.
So smack it.
Bash.
oh, that actually hits and does the job.
oh,
There really should just be a button here that says ignore damage resistances.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the thing, see if there's a shield bash action.
But again, these things have like 6 hit points most of the time, so... Kaboom! Goes the skeleton.
Every dimension.
Yeah, we're getting breach and clear all the time.
Hope, your turn comes by. You've successfully...
Just didn't go
the two
anyway.
of you have successfully sneak attacked stealth to the skeletons, and 1 remains. Don't worry, there are non-skeleton things in here as well. It's just that you've run into the skeletons so far.
Mhm.
That's just how life pans out sometimes.
Or unlife in this case.
Hope, there's 1 left, and he's rising to his feet. His attention seems to be fixated on the little fairy that's fluttering about more than you.
Just demo man charge him.
You charge into the pillar. I mean, I know that you're probably going around it, but... Unfortunately, the crudeness of the grid means that it implies that you ran into it.
Yeah, it broke.
But no,
All
I
around
understand what
there.
you're doing. I understand what you're doing. Give him the shield.
Ah, miss.
No, you missed for once.
Unfortunately, the skeleton is a simple-minded thing. It has already set its attention, and because you miss, you were a little too anxious, so you didn't expect him to be so quick on standing up. He moves towards Aisling. Actually, I think you... No, he takes the 5-foot step. He still gets up.
That'd be 5 foot.
He moves on over.
Yeah, yeah. Just,
Aisling, his claws are coming for you. 5-foot step, full attack, and... Oof, that's a 3 and a 16. That just hits. Aisling, that hurts. That hurts like hell. Somehow,
ow.
all this time of prayer and movement has sharpened his finger bones into these sharp, jagged claws, so when he scrapes across you, it is a pain unlike any you felt before. The blood
Ow.
begins to stain you, and you are confronted with the reality of suffering. Kya!
Yeah.
War cry!
Crowbar
Exactly.
out. Run. Naruto running.
Deploying crowbar.
Naruto run. Oh, unfortunately, I can't, use my skirmish on it either, but it's that crowbar. That great crowbar. Attack. Whack.
Despite
I only have
everything,
2
you
crowbar
miss.
attacks.
You slam into its rusty equipment.
no.
And while the chain links break on impact, due to their age and wear and tear, it doesn't seem to hurt the skeleton like a big cushion. Aisling, you hurt, you bleed. Kya tries to distract this beast from hurting you any further.
I'm gonna take my rock.
I have a rock!
Let's take a rock.
Also, what
How
would be the
many
damage on a
people?
hand with the rock?
Probably be like a d4.
Okay, so that's the right damage then.
Unfortunately, effectiveness limited. Cicada, you could probably wait until Tussle does this. Conserve your resources.
Yeah, I'm going to just delay until 2 points.
Tussle, it's time to redeem yourself. Save the little girl.
Oi,
Save
Charge.
fairies, save the world.
Charge!
that wasn't tidy.
In a single fell swoop, you draw your great... Oh, you probably have it in your hand, but you ready it for action, charge forward, and swing, I presume. Amazing.
And you fucked up.
Claire,
Level 1. Level 1.
if you want to, you can spend an action point, and you can roll a d6 to add that to the result. You
Wait,
just
where
need a
are
5
action
or a
points?
6.
We're using
Oh yeah,
action
we have
points.
those.
They're at the
My
top.
bad.
In the ship bar of the ship, you don't have
yeah,
it.
top left.
Actually, I just
Well,
remembered
that's
I
what
can
the
actually...
APs are.
Actually, I could turn those off. There you go. All right, would you like to spend one, Claire?
Wait, now I see the crew, morale, food.
I mean,
Yeah,
those
because
are.
we don't have those yet.
I mean, those are shared.
Yeah, use one.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
go ahead.
use one.
You have our blessing.
Roll a d6.
Okay, roll a d6. You said.
Yeah. Hey,
You
hit
did
him.
it.
Hey.
You actually did it, Claire. You've redeemed yourself in the eyes of... Okay. Don't say miss. You nasty little guy. No, why do you keep saying miss?
It knows how it feels.
Oh, because I added it to the defense instead of the other way around, like an idiot. There we go. Well, that pretty much knocks the skeleton to -9, which is the equivalent of being pretty much annihilated. So when the Great Club comes down with a wide bat swing, Kya has to quickly duck under it. But the skeleton is reduced to a fluttering pile of bone dust. Flutter, flutter.
Hey, that's my thing.
All right, I need to know how much experience does one of these goobers get you. And then I just multiply it by 3. And then I do and then what does it say? The numbers say, okay, cool. I say we end it here because it's getting late.
It is.
Yeah.
We warmed up. All right, do a little stretch. All right, everyone gets 160 experience points for beating up some skeletons.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Then you also get an extra 40, so put yourself up to 200 total. You get an extra 40 for just hanging out, getting in touch with nature. Feeling
I'm
the
nature.
feeling the pain of getting clawed by sharpened finger bones.
That wasn't nice.
Going up a ladder and being as cautious. Oh wait, I probably should give you the points for the bats. Because I do give experience points for being smart and not fucking around.
Poking things with sticks.
Let's see. Oh, the bats are actually like they would have been a pretty big problem if you decided to agitate them. Oh wow. That's an extra 120 apparently. Oof.
Wow.
Well, a swarm of bats can fuck you up. They probably would just
Well, they
leave
are.
after a moment, but during that time they would.
Yeah.
Don't mess with swarms.
Don't mess with swarms unless you have a torch. Or you have a wizard. Or fire bombs. Or bug
Fireball.
spray.
And even then, you'll miss every single time and just get overwhelmed.
Swarms suck. I really, really, really think that the fact that swarms are such low CR creatures is this thing that kills more people than anything else in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
They're
Warlocks
they're
can-
kind of like
Warlock-
it's same with undead if your players are unwilling to like mix things up. It's like when you fight undead, the DR can fuck your party over so hard. It's like shadows in 5e. They're deceptively deadly.
Yeah. warlocks can actually summon swarms at will at level 1, which is pretty funny.
Okay, let's
Because it falls off hard, but it's pretty great for those first like 3 levels.
Falls off hard. Falls off hard. Hello. Do you know what swarms have that makes them pretty much good at all levels? Distraction.
I'm gonna we're gonna bandage the fairy.
We'll
Yeah.
take care of that all next time. Just make a footnote. But yes, nauseated is nothing to sneeze at.
No, nauseated sucks.
Yeah.
Also,
you do have to
hopefully
you
the
have to concentrate on it though. Just
I think it
once.
also interrupts concentration spellcasting stuff. Like, it's fucking annoying.
What was the other like really bad effect that barbarians would get in one version where it was just like -2 to all stats?
Okay, there we go.
Is it exhaustion?
Drain.
That- Something like I think so. I just know like it was the whole if you didn't get a good night's sleep you would have like that like you were just sleepy.
Exhaustion.
So it's like yeah, it's just I think it's just exhaustion.
Yeah, that's Berserker Barbarians in 5e.
Yeah,
'cause
they build up level of exhaustions when they rage and do their thing. Which,
Hell,
like, what the fuck, 5? What the fuck, Watsy?
yeah, like what are you supposed to do? It's like, oh man, guys, I'm not angry anymore. Well, what are you gonna do now?
Die.
Not do anything actually. Yeah, just die.
I guess I'll die.
That
Life
actually
forever, guys.
that actually takes a whole new level of like the old barbarian way of dying, which was rage ends. I go to negative health and explode.
Oh, that's why I gotta be careful, or get a healer on your ass quick.
It's like, guys, I'm starting to feel less angry. Takes a sip at the bar, just detonates into a fountain of blood.
Considering how Jeremy Crawford and everyone involved in 5e development has refused to admit any sort of wrongdoing with the development of that game, you bet your ass they're going to be like, well, the exhaustion is not so bad when you really think about it. Like, everyone always takes a long rest after fight. It's not a big deal. You know, like fucking George Lucas going, the Ewoks are integral to the last movie. Just wouldn't be the same without yup.
Oh yeah, I forgot what I was going
His
to
name's
ask.
Wicked.
How do you generate those adjectives for the monster names? Do you just
They do it
generate them?
automatically.
I have a thing
Oh, it
called
does do it
Token Mold, which allows me to set some pre-defaults. It adds adjectives, which mostly just makes it easy to remember who's who.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Curtains.
and it's kind of funny every time.
Yeah, sometimes you get some goofy. There's some really bad adjectives in there too, but I try to avoid those.
Like, we had a fight in Extinction Curse that was 2 giant frogs, and they were both sexy and alluring.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's great. I was just gonna suggest like, is sexy one of them? And then yeah, sexy is one of them, I guess.
We've also had I think horny was.
Horny.
I think we got racist once.
We did.
yeah.
That was
We just
great. We
beelined
killed
them.
that one hard. We also had prejudice and argumentative.
Lackadaisical is one that's coming up.
By the way, it's 4:30. I have to go take a shower and get
Good
ready
night,
for
Claire.
Okay.
Good night.
Remember to
Bye.
actually sleep.
Or
I
die.
will. I mean, I'll get sleep eventually. It's just I will say this week's gonna be busy. Not busy because of work, but busy because we're prepping for
Yeah.
Wendy's mom to visit.
Do your
See you
best.
all August 2nd.
Oh boy.
Baby.
Bye-bye.
Ah, ba, 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 ba.
Oh,